was walking down the street, feeling kind of neat, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes, as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see that car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. My girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Moving ain't over. Heard you think you're tough. Gotta let you know I will fuck you up. I whoop that ass, talking all that shit, spank that ass till you tap like a bitch. No, I ain't playing, I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass, it's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight. I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand. His hand grew 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if the bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with X-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, his pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, his pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called a bitch slap, slap. Come get your face clapped.
All right, y'all. We back up in here. We back up in here again. We gotta get into this, but I need my music first. So where my Otis at? Let me get my Otis real quick. Like, yeah, get that Otis. I wasn't ready. All right, all right. Yeah, we back up in here, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is actually a episode. Welcome back to another episode on the JVJ Network. I am your host. Let's talk with JVJ. Yeah, I gotta switch it up, y'all. I got in YouTube trouble again today. So while they thinking about keeping me blocked for 2 weeks, I'm just gonna rock over here for right now. So spread the word for anybody that be going over to Let's Talk. These hoes getting on my goddamn nerves. This nonsense. But yeah, man. On your way in, as usual, as always, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, turn the notifications on. And that's whether you're watching over on Facebook on Let's Talk with JVJ, the JVJ Network tonight, or on Instagram, because we're streaming on Instagram tonight since they want to be on that whole shit. We streaming Instagram too. But nah, we about to get into something that's interesting. And I swear, I've been so busy with dealing with whatever the fuck else I've been dealing with that I did not know this beef was going on. I did not know anything was coming from these two different parties. But now I found out and I want to talk about it. ABBA and Preach, who I've grown to have my issues with, but I do like their content. They're not stupid. Well, ABBA ain't stupid. Preach ain't stupid either. He just can't talk right. And KnightTalk, who I found out who the fuck he was after watching some of his content, don't fuck with that nigga at all. They got into it, y'all. They got into it, man. They got into it, and I'm just like, from what I've heard, it's getting out of hand. And I want to go over some of the origination of why it started, and then actually get into what's been going on recently. Because this shit right here is so petty. I like, when it comes to beefing with ABBA and Priest, bro, I tell most of these folks that be on the internet, like, bro, don't go there with them, because you don't remember some of the shit you be saying on your shit. So, like, this dude gonna sit up all night long. ABBA, I'm talking about, gonna sit up all night long, go look through your shit and find out what he can hit you on. So I'm like, it's funny. You see, Hurricane in the building said, YouTube age restricted my F the government podcast. I believe it. I can believe it. Dude, they doing a lot of censorship right now. I ain't even gonna talk about it. I'll tell you offline some shit about what happened today. But yeah, they moving real funny, but hitting that woosah, I'm just gonna keep it pushing, baby. Ain't gonna keep pushing. But yeah, man, we about to get into this debate that really started off. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. I just want to get the introduction in real quick, like let them get into the first topic, and then get to where the real disagreement started happening. And then I'm gonna show y'all what the hell's been transpiring lately. And it's so funny because it really all originated off of KnightTalk criticizing the movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan and shit. Like that's how simple it started, and now it's all this. So without further ado, man, as usual, get your weed, get your popcorn, whatever you need. I know I fucked that all the way up, but yeah, we about to jump into it. So without further ado, man, let's get into this thing. I guess shout out to Admin Priest for providing the video. I guess so. But either way, though.
So let's get started. So Stevie, you watched our video and you had some critiques for it. So yeah, let me know what you think we was getting wrong in regards to how we handled this Charlie Kirk situation.
Well, I want to keep what I felt was wrong towards the end, but leading up to that, just think it's a differing in opinions, which is fine. That's what we're here for, man. But if I can recall correctly, the beginning of it, it was more like you were talking about how the right wants to, or we need to tone it down. Or, I don't want to say we, right? It was more like focusing on the right versus the left. You know what I mean? And you felt a way about, I'm assuming what your intent was, just focus on the right. Now we need to tone it down, and we're doing the same thing that the left was doing, bro. And where I differ in opinion with you as far as this whole situation is that I don't think anything should be toned down if we're highlighting, if we're focusing on the right people. You know what I'm saying? I think that the right versus left is being overhyped, which makes sense because we're divisive as hell in society, man. But the demons are demoning. You know what I mean? And regardless if it's right or left, I feel like, these people need to be held accountable, and we need to zero in on these individuals. And I don't think a toning down at all would work, given the climate.
Okay.
Yeah, he sounds stupid because when he's talking about toning something down, he's talking about the vitriol from the right to the left. Now, if you're talking about an individual person doing something bad, you say we don't talk about toning that down. That's not what ABBA's referring to. You're talking about two different things. I can already tell that just from listening to him right now. Like, Stevie's stupid.
And, I'm not going to say I felt some type of way at the beginning when we're focusing on, like, the emphasis of your video was to highlight Charlie, and then you were trying to compare it to other things that may have happened that were similar.
Sure.
And I think that's taking attention away from, you know, the elephant in the room, which is Charlie Kirk situation, which we never had a situation like this happen ever, you know, because of the social media and the fact that everyone was able to see it. You know what I'm saying? And that makes the situation a whole lot different than anything that's happened.
Didn't a lot of people get to see JFK get shot? What are you talking about?
In the past, as far as a murder of this magnitude. And
JFK,
you know, it seems that you were minimizing the impact of what happened to Charlie.
Okay.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna keep rolling out. I'll let you.
No, go for it. If you're still on this one, I just didn't want to move from this topic. But
I don't want to roll out like 10 things and have you.
Yeah. It's always better to go point by point. I think so.
We should go one for one.
Yeah.
So, it felt like, from my end, it felt like it was a right versus left type of thing, and you know what I mean. From how you were describing it, you know, right's doing this, the left's doing this, and you're saying it's hypocritical of the right to be complaining about the same things the left is doing, or what the right is implying that we're doing. And to me, it shouldn't to be about, we isolate, you know, the evil, the degenerate shit that's going on, and when we try to minimize or just bring up the comparison between Charlie Kirk and everything else, it minimizes the tragedy that everyone just witnessed and like the impact it had on everyone, man. So I feel like it's deflecting from it, and it's like you know, Charlie Kirk, his tragedy was important, but other things has happened, and the right was doing the same thing. So it's kind of like, no, it is, to me, it's minimizing, you know, what happened.
Got you. So I think there's 2 points in there. One being the hyper focusing on right versus left. So you felt like we did that too much. And the second part is minimizing Charlie Dess's murder. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So just to go to the first point, I did have that in my notes. I think in your video at around 2-minute mark, you said that I was minimizing Charlie Kirk's murder by comparing it to other political violences or like contextualizing it in the way that I was doing. I don't think I'm minimizing it. I disagree with that characterization for a few reasons. I think it's natural when someone dies that we try to understand why. That's why people love murder mystery. That's why people, you know, every time someone dies, they want to know who the perpetrator is. They want to know who their motivations are, because murder is generally something that we see as incredibly heinous. And so understanding what led to that is always important. When I'm not comparing, this is not the right word. What I'm doing is that I'm explaining away how our society led to this moment and this man, because he wasn't murdered in a vacuum. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was an individual who's incredibly troubled, and he decided to go out and murder somebody for their political opinions or affiliation, maybe because they had mentally ill issues, who knows. But there's a landscape, and there's a lot of things that lead up to this murder. It's always important to examine these things, because if we don't understand how we got here, then we're going to be doomed to repeat it. It's never, in my opinion, a bad thing to contextualize any world event, provided you contextualize it fully, right? Or at least you try to, because without context, then all that happened was that someone was shot. Context is everything.
Well, to that point,
and I'm gonna give y'all a good example of this right now, because like when black people speak up and they speak about slavery, you know what the opposition response to it is? It's a comparison that Stevie's talking about, and it usually comes from people that's on his side of the aisle, that says that everybody was slaves at one point in time. So are you trying to minimize what we went through in America compared to just because other people went through shit? Like, this the hypocrisy of people that claim they're on this conservative side, and they display it a lot. I'm not saying that every conservative is a hypocrite, but a damn sure a lot of y'all seem to keep popping up on my feed, and I see y'all. I hear y'all talk, and it's like you contradict yourself all the time. Like, don't try to rope them in. Abba's not dumb enough to fall into that little box. It's like, dude, I don't even want to use the word comparison. I'm just trying to get you to understand that if we don't articulate this and really break it down for why it actually happened, it's going to continue to keep happening. But you don't want me to say, well, you know, they did knock out JFK, and we all saw that. But you know that we don't need to be comparing, because you're diminishing what happened to Charlie, though. Who the fuck was that nigga anyways? Like, for real, y'all holding this dude up like he held public office, like he was out there feeding the kids or some shit. The dude went to college campuses talking to young folks about black folks. That's what he did. He went around talking shit to young college students, talking shit about black folks and other groups of people also too. But his number one go-to topic was black people. Like, dude, we don't have to, and you a black person sitting around here like, dude, coons be cooning. But either way though, let's see how far this go.
Yeah, that makes total sense what you're saying, but to me, it didn't come across that way when you voiced that in the video. It seemed like you were trying to highlight the divide between the right and the left, or whoever the instigators of it are. I mean? Like, it didn't seem like you were trying to get to the root of the problem or how we trying to fix it. It's like, like I said before, I mean, what you're saying now, if you had voiced it that way in the video, I wouldn't have had the mindset that I had in regards to what you said. But in the video, it didn't come across to me like that at all. It felt like,
well, right now the pervasive narrative, and this is where it comes to the left versus right thing, the pervasive narrative that's online and that's being espoused by some of the most important people in our political, stratosphere, is that violence of a political nature is solely left wing. Okay. And I remember at about 3 minutes, 29 seconds, when Matt Walsh is talking in your video, you said that I was interpreting what he's saying. When he's talking about good versus evil, it's time for the righteous to prevail over the forces of evil. You were saying that I was making a left versus right thing, right? But that's just not true.
Let me make a correction, because you go further on in the video, I recognize that point. I said, hold up, if Matt Walsh is doing that, highlighting the left like this, that's unfair to do so. Then I went on to saying this makes the left look bad, it makes the transgenders look bad, it makes everybody affiliated to this look bad, like guilty by association. That's not the right thing to do. It should be a good versus evil thing, right? But then I went on, because you had a couple other videos of people uttering or echoing the same sentiments as far as righteous and good and evil. But I did highlight Matt Walsh in that video specifically, saying, all right, I see that he is describing the left in this manner, and that shouldn't be the move. Right.
But again, at about like 6 to 7 minutes in the video, you kind of do it again, where you say that, that's how I'm interpreting a lot of this narrative of good versus evil. But it's not just Matt Walsh. Ben Shapiro said that most of the political violence today is flowing from left-wing movements and ideology. Elon Musk was on Twitter. He said the left is the party of murder. If they won't let us live in peace, then our choice is to fight or die. Alex Jones said the right-wingers are in a war during a live stream. And he said that the left has been put a bullseye on Trump, and he put a bullseye on his supporters. President Trump himself, during an interview, let's see here, let me pull up the clip, because I think it's just important to me to get the exact words that he said. On Fox and Friends, he says, we have radicals on the right as well. And he says, I can send you the clip you wanted. I'm going to just read it verbatim, his quote.
I believe you, though.
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see more crime. The radicals on the left are the problem. So when I'm talking about right versus left, I'm not talking about someone in a vacuum or someone at home. I'm talking about the most important people in our political discourse, framing most of this violence as I only left. And what you did in the video, and I did appreciate, is that when we said, if you look at the numbers, people got mad because I quoted the ADL, but there's all sorts of things, from FBI statistics to different organizations who track terrorist attacks. Most of it comes from religious extremists and then right-wingers. Left-wingers at the bottom of that list, especially over the last 10 years. So I'm not trying to frame this as left.
And you need to remember that part right there, because they always say the left is with the violence. No, it's not. Look at the numbers. Look at your numbers. Dude, it's y'all to crash out dummies. Now, have there been some left people that's been doing some shit? Some people that supposedly claim the left? Yeah, they've been doing some shit, but it's not even, I done got past this whole left-right argument anyways, because these are white people fighting white people. If you really break past the little labels they want to put on each other to separate what's actually going on, this is white-on-white violence. This is white-on-white conflict. Majority of the Democratic Party is white. Majority of the Conservative Party damn sure is white. This is white people on white people, but we keep diluting shit and changing from what the fuck it actually is by saying Democrat or Republican, left or right, conservative or liberal. It's just white on white shit. These white people disagreeing with each other, arguing with each other, and eventually gets to a point where they fucking start killing each other. And majority of the time it's coming from the motherfuckers who claim the conservative side, the ones who like to have that red on all the time. They seem to be doing it the most. But yes, have y'all seen some people on the left doing shit? Some of the liberal whites? Yeah, you seen them do something, but not nowhere near to the level of what the fuck these people over here keep claiming. And you heard what he said the top two were: religious fanatics and conservatives. Are conservatives and religious fanatics too? Wrote that in there too. Probably about 75% of everything that's happening is coming from that side, but they keep trying to point it over here at these other white folks, and it's like, nah, bro. Like, you're gonna always garner somebody to argue that point because the numbers don't bear out what you keep saying. And Stevie, you're defending it, and people get mad when he said people got mad when he brought up the ADL and all that. It's like, look, man, you can look at the FBI statistics. You can look at your own city government fucking shit. Look at the police reports. Dude, that's y'all. That ain't over here. And you got all these high officials, even the president, trying to say it's these other folks. No, it's not. That's why they took that shit down off the government website that showed that when it comes to homeborn terrorism, extremism, and all that shit, majority is on the right. They took it off the website. They took it off the website, y'all, because they don't want it to be their side. They want to keep pushing something else. It's a revisionist history, this whitewashing of shit. But it's like, dude, people got their eyes open. We paying attention. At least somebody like me, I know Hurricane paying attention. I know there's other people out here that are paying attention to what's going on. Like, dude, you can whitewash history all you want, but guess what? As long as we saw it, we can pass that information on to the next. And the sad part, you can Google it too. So it's going to be hard for you to really get rid of a lot of information.
Versus right. That's the plate that's already been set. Since Charlie Kirk died, the right has not stopped politicizing his death. They haven't stopped using it for fuel for their attacks on the left. And so in that climate, you're asking people to not talk about left versus right, but if the left doesn't, then just right gets to make the narrative that they're the violent ones. And it's just not true.
Well, my opinion is that both just, it's not a left and right thing. It's an evil versus good thing. You know what I mean? And that's, and then it's me watching you, so I'm expecting that to be that should be the point. You know what I mean? It's like what you're doing is adding just, fuel to the fire to what you're saying everybody else is doing. Like you're highlighting the hypocrisy of people complaining about what the left does, essentially what the right is doing the same thing.
How is that adding fuel to the fire? It's correcting the record.
You know what I mean? But, with that, like I said, with that the Matt Walsh clip, I specified I definitely could tell he was highlighting the left. Well, all that shit is fucking wrong. And I said that in the video.
I agree.
I said that in the video, right? I said that it's not a left versus right thing. It makes everybody look bad. We need to focus on the motherfuckers actually making things horrible for everybody, the extremists, the radicals, all that. You know what I mean? That's what my focus was. I feel like that's what the focus should be for everybody.
Yeah, and I did have that noted in some of the things that I like that you did. I did appreciate that you actually said that, because a lot of people are not saying that, or they're just avoiding the topic entirely. But you have to understand, when I'm watching this video, when I'm watching the discourse, I'm looking at things in totality. So when I'm talking about...
What video are you talking about? When you say you're watching the video, what video?
I think I was looking at a lot of the political coverage in regards to this. I've been looking at the people who are responding, everyone who's been talking about this, and how the public is talking. If you spend time online, they're not talking about this as like both sides. That's not a lot of the discourse. A lot of the discourse, especially from the right, is that they're just saying essentially the left is the violent party. Go check out those comment sections. Go check out a lot of the discourse from the...
That's going to happen every time that happens. Every time someone from the left does something crazy, they're going to highlight the left. When the right does something about something, they're going to highlight the fucking right. It just that comes to the territory.
Right. But it should be noted that we should correct those narratives and say that these are not one-sided things. If you watched our video, we didn't say violence is only right wing. We said there's plenty of people who've murdered people on the left from the left, and we said that. But the dominant narrative right now is that left-wingers are the violent ones, and they're obviously, especially with the most recent murder, it makes sense that it's going to be the dominant narrative. But it's important to not let those lies be able to be spread and to say, actually, guys, you're wrong. In fact, this year there's been other people who've been killed. You said we were minimizing his death by bringing up these other murders, but those deaths are part of this discussion. The same thing that led to those people being killed is the exact same thing that led to Charlie Kirk being killed. And it's important to know that, because if we don't understand that, then all this is just going to happen again. You said it was different in your video because Charlie Kirk died on camera and nobody was supposed to see that. You remember that you saying that?
Yeah.
Right. To me, I understand that the fact that he died on camera makes it much more graphic, much more in your face. But at the end of the day, murder is murder. Dying is dying. Someone is victimized.
But it's the effect that it has on society. It's not the same. In a vacuum, it's the same. But if people are able to see that video until the end of time now,
sure,
right, they're able to see that man go out the way that he did, and knowing up until this, I can't compare someone else that had the amount of influence Kirk had. You know what I mean? And to have, if he hadn't been murdered in front of everyone at once, your analogy, your comparison will be fair, man. But
okay, can I ask you something? If Kirk was not killed on camera, if Kirk's not killed on camera, is this situation more or less tragic?
It's less tragic.
So dying on camera makes a murder worse?
No, not the murder worse, but the effect that has on the people is worse because everybody can see it.
It makes it different. But from a moral standpoint, it's the exact same. There's no difference in morality. It's just more shocking.
It's a different conversation. I'm just talking about tragedy. Morality is the same. I'm talking about the effects it's having on society.
Yeah, but if I'm talking about other murders, I'm talking about the moral aspect of it. But that doesn't mean that we can't contextualize it with those other murders. You say it's not comparable, but I disagree. They died for the same reason. They died for the exact same reason.
If you had related that way, trying to bring up the similarities and how you conveyed it just now, it would make more sense. But that's not at all how you conveyed it in the video. It came from, a leftist bias type of perspective from my end, that you were trying to minimize it by bringing up other similarities. You didn't bring anything up about it being moral or same morally. You were just saying, to summarize it, Kirk died, everybody else died, and this happens with political violence.
Yes, because what I'm getting at is not how,
because that's a fact. That's a fact. Where my guy at? Where my guy at?
You're goddamn right.
That's what it is. Like like the people on the right want to try to hype this up and make it seem like it was the worst thing to ever happen. How about them kids getting starved out and bombed out and shot and sniped out there in Gaza? What about the kids in America that's starving right now that lose their life every day? What about the guy that's getting shot in the back by the police? What makes his fucking death any greater than the rest of them? Because you saw it on camera? Nigga, shut the fuck up. Morally, it's wrong across the board, all the way. It doesn't matter that you saw it. It's still wrong. You trying to think, man, look, for real, that's a personal feeling. You're in your feelings, bro. You in your feelings. That's all that is. You in your feelings. And you saying that he's biased about calling like murder is murder. It is. A life was lost. It's a tragedy. Just because you like him for some reason and you watched it happen to him, it makes it greater. That's like somebody going to a funeral and there's two mothers who lost their son. You're going to say, well, she lost her son and he was only 12, but her son was 16, so it's probably worse for the woman who lost her son that was 12. Like, there's no comparison between the two. They're both a tragedy. This both wrong. You sitting over here trying to hype up one thing over another. Like, if a white person suffers and a black person suffers, well, it's obviously worse when a black person suffers. Like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Shut up. Abba about to cook you. I know Abba gonna cook you. I didn't watch this, y'all. I know Abba gonna cook his ass on that shit because he talking out the side of his head. This is a moral argument. Right and wrong is a morality. It's morality, motherfucker. You talking about you want just good and evil. That's morals, bitch. You bringing your feelings into a moral argument. And that's why you're gonna get fucked up.
He died, or like in front of who that he died. What I'm focused on is why was he killed. Okay, so let me say I agree with you. Let's do a different exercise. Let's say I agree with you. These are different to a degree. So what's your point? Shouldn't contextualize his murder?
Well, in your video, it didn't feel like you were contextualizing. If I felt personally that you contextualized it trying to get to the root of a problem, then we wouldn't be here today. But I felt like your intent was to minimize Kirk's death by bringing up all these things that happened.
I would argue that you are minimizing his death by not contextualizing it properly. If you don't talk about why something happened and how we got here, then all you're doing is just describing a tragedy.
I'm talking about why. I'm just focused on your video.
Yes, but if you're going to counter my narrative and say that I'm wrong for contextualizing it the way that I did, or you don't like the way I contextualized it.
You're saying you're contextualizing it now. When I watched it, I didn't think you were contextualizing. I just thought that you were minimizing it.
That's
your
fair. I disagree with
opinion,
that. I think I talked about how we got here. I definitely said that in the video. I talked about the fact that there's been a string of political violence over the last 10 years and that this is not a shocking outcome. Kirk being assassinated is not the craziest thing. There's a reason why he had security. There's a reason why I think he was wearing a bulletproof vest. There's been threats on these people. So we have to take that into consideration, understand that this is not something that happened that is out of this world. Even Kirk himself realizes this is a possibility. There's a reason why everyone who does these...
I get your point, but that's not at all my argument, bro.
But that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about in that video, for sure.
Well, I didn't receive that on mine. I felt like you were contextualizing
That's
it.
on
And,
you.
We're on the same wave as far as, this is what happens when...
Look, just because you don't understand don't mean it's his problem. Get better up here. Go watch the video from last night. It might help you out.
And, politics get off the rails. But in the video, like I said, I thought that you were just minimizing it by comparing it to everything else. I didn't feel like there was any contextualizing there. So
okay, you're wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And I've watched the video probably
you're wrong.
3 more times because we're having this conversation today, man. And I didn't get it all that you were contextualizing it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say that. I was saying those words exactly contextualizing it, but I think that is what I was doing. But again, we could agree to disagree. So those were, I think, your first 2 disagreements that you had with me. Yeah, you can definitely let me know some other ones that you had for sure.
Nah, we're gonna skip ahead. We're gonna skip ahead to because it was some shit about some food. Nobody is going home hungry without food and shit.
This is another point you made, and this is one I thought was crazy. You played the other clips of Kirk. You kind of said there's nothing bad about this when he said he wanted Biden to be executed or given a death penalty. You don't think that people should hate somebody like that, or some people might hate somebody for that reason? For saying violent things like that?
Yeah, that's their opinion.
Another point that you made, I played a second clip, and this is probably one of the...
You said that's their opinion, but you had a problem with okay.
wilder clips. A young man goes up to Charlie Kirk during that debate and he says to him, hey, what do you think about school lunches for kids? And Charlie laughs at him. He says, there's no starvation in America. We have an obesity problem. Nobody here is going without food. And then you agreed with him. You said there's no starvation in America. Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve in America. It's like 1% of households have like I guess technically a hunger issue, bro, but people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell.
Okay.
It's a fact.
And see, this is the problem I have with like people who are pro-life, not you specifically, but people like Charlie Kirk. They're so obsessed with keeping fetuses alive, they pretend it's like this big virtue. And then when a child is born, they're like, fuck you, your parents take care of you. It's actually probably one of the most hypocritical, and this is why I think Charlie Kirk is probably a shitty person to me, is that he spent all this time being anti-abortion, but when it comes to every government initiative that's meant to protect kids and keep them good, he was always against it. And to me, it's like, what's the fucking point of keeping this fetus alive if when it comes out, you're like, oh, fuck you, kid. And that's what he did. He said that guy was...
He said, fuck you, kid?
No, he didn't, but he might as well.
His actions spoke that, and that's what a lot of conservatives talk about. That's why I look at them funny when they claim they're pro-life. But every time there's a program out here to help children, they vote against it. To help people, they vote against it. They advocate for harming people more than they advocate for helping people. And if they're going to help somebody, it's probably going to be a rich billionaire somewhere, throwing some money on a campaign like we just saw in the last election. But they don't advocate for helping kids. Like, there's a lot of kids that go home. The only meal that they get during the day, during the school year, school week and all that shit, during the day, is those 2 meals they get at school. That breakfast and that lunch. They might be lucky to get some when they get home. And a lot of folks be like, well, you ain't got no food stamps. Dude, your guy's cutting fucking food stamps. Like what are they talking about? It is hypocritical. It's very hypocritical to advocate for one thing in one argument, but then not understanding that this effect compounds across the board. If you really care about kids, you care about life, then you would want to do everything you possibly can to preserve life until that life is extinguished by natural causes. But no, we want to just say, no, bitches, y'all can't have abortions, because mainly our white women are deleting our kids, and we ain't feeling like we're going to be able to reproduce, and we're going to get taken over. That little fear y'all got in the back of y'all head, that's what all this shit is based off of. It's not about righteousness or none of that shit. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about nothing. Now, if they kids was going hungry, they would want the government to goddamn come help them. Y'all seen all them white farmers out here in America right now crying, telling Trump he need to give them a stimulus and all this shit? Another government handout? But these were the same, man, I ain't even gonna get into that. We're gonna cover that white farmer shit in a coming up video. It'll probably be about maybe this Friday coming up. I'm gonna cover that one because this shit crazy, bro. These people funny, bro.
I have when he's constantly championing everything that's anti-public sector, government involved, taking care of kids. Like even you saying there's no starvation is like so disingenuous. If you just Google it, there's like so many kids today here in America. You can look it up, the statistics, that have malnutrition, that have food scarcity, that have all these problems. It stunts their growth. It fucks them up in terms of their academic success. And for you guys to sit there and think that food lunches for kids is a crazy idea and parents should take care of them. Some parents are dog shit. Some parents don't take care of their kids. And so that's why these school lunches happen, so that kids who go to school get a meal. But people like Charlie Kirk, and then you did the same thing, are like, oh, the parents take care of it. That's fucking stupid. And I'm like, do you guys even Google this stuff? Do you guys even look into it? But you speak confidently against this stuff that's hurting hundreds and thousands of kids. And I'm like, I don't get it.
And look in his face the whole time. The whole time Abbott's breaking this shit down to him, he's sitting there like he don't give no fuck. Like he don't care.
I'll ask you a question. Which one is higher, the amount of abortions in America or the amount of starving children in America?
The amount of starving kids in America.
That's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it.
You don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. You need to Google it.
Okay.
Go Google.
Somebody Google it in the chat.
Okay.
But I'm not. Let me figure out the way to better articulate this. Because you have this anger towards Kirk and
look, man, he done set Abba off. I know that look on Abba's face right now. Like Abba ain't even finna be nice to him no more now. He not even finna be nice to him. Abba already looking like, yep, destroy. Execute. He ready, bruh.
Me and whomever else, because we don't support government, not even support government assistance. We're saying the parents should do it. But in the reality of the problem, bro, there's so many different ways that people can eat outside of their parents. There's, bro, food stamps, churches, charities, bro. Like, there's no reason for somebody to starve.
So do you want a 7-year-old or 8-year-old to go to get food stamps or go to church and get food?
Their parents should go.
What if the parent doesn't want to go? What if their parent doesn't want to go?
You saw in the video I said it, bro. I'll be jealous when I see the amount of money these people have on food stamps, bro. They be running these EBTs up $400, $500, $600, bro. Like there's no excuse for.
Hey, he said the word, and I told y'all this before. Jealousy. Why you jealous? You got money to just go do it. You jealous that somebody else got some money from the government to go do it? They don't live the lifestyle that you live. They don't drive the cars that you drive. They probably in a brick fucking project right now with a fan a goddamn AC unit hanging out the goddamn window that ain't even probably sealed up right. Like, why are you jealous? You jealous that somebody else got something that you not getting. Then why you ain't just white folks? Because you seem like defending them all the time. They got a whole bunch of things that your black ass didn't get. See, the psyche, the breakdown of this mind of a coon ass nigga don't even make no damn sense. Because when he's talking about people don't need food stamps, he's really referring to black people. Whether he actually will Google this, which he said he ain't gonna Google the last shit, there are more white people in America that are on food stamps. So when you sit around here and advocate, just like the rest of your little white buddies sit around here and advocate to take away food stamps, white people are going to ultimately be the ones that suffer the most from this. And that's why I'm going to laugh I'm going to sit back and laugh. I'm going to laugh when it happens because they think they hurting somebody else. Now you about to hurt yourself. That's why your dumb ass ain't got fucking universal health care because them white folks didn't want black people to get it. There's a lot of things there's a lot of reasons why a lot of shit ain't happening in America and why a lot of shit never got to happen in America. And it goes back to this dumbass mindset that these people have. He want to be one of them. That's man. Look, I'm shut up. I'm gonna let Abba cook them because I know everybody get them.
Somebody to be broke, they be hungry. Unless they got like they're picky, they're bougie about what the fuck they want to put in their body, dog. But beggars can't be choosers, bro. Like you can't have no filet mignon when you can't afford it, dog.
Okay,
live in a capitalistic country, dog.
Let's take 2 steps back. All right, let's take 2 steps back. Do you agree with there's a lot of bad parents out there?
Absolutely.
Do you know that there's a lot? Hold on. Do you agree that there's a lot of parents who neglect those children?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that those kids should suffer because they have bad parents?
No.
Okay,
I don't think they should, but bad shit happens.
So wait, you're just gonna let kids suffer when the?
No, I'm not gonna let them, bro, because there's other avenues. Like if they're going to school, this is a hypothetical.
Well, no, hold on. What you say? If they're going to school, what? If they're going to school, they can get a free lunch there.
If they're going to school, I'm assuming that teachers are aware. They can see someone losing weight.
But that's what the program's for, Stevie. That's what I'm saying. The program is meant to give kids lunches at school.
No, that's not where I'm going with it. I'm talking about like teachers
You're
making
gonna tell
calls
the teacher to pay it.
You know,
you gonna tell the teacher to come out her pocket.
the correct parties involved to address a child, to find a potential food for them so they can take advantage of the surplus of food that is available for people in this situation. It's like the homeless don't go hungry, bro. They can go.
That's the fucking program, dummy. Like, this dude is fucking stupid. Okay, if a teacher can acknowledge that a kid is malnourished and they're coming to school and we don't offer free lunches in here, that program is in place because automatically they'll already see the parents' financial background and everything, what situation this child's coming from. It's like, yeah, this child qualifies for a free school lunch. I used to get free school lunch. Then I got reduced lunch. Then I got back on that free lunch. I don't know what my mama told him, but I was back on that free lunch. Like, dude, that's what the fucking program's for, but you don't want the program, but you're saying something that's similar to, like, what? This is stupid, bro. He's stupid. I was so happy that I stopped watching his content because I started seeing around the election this motherfucker going around like, yep. It was a lot of them dudes. I was like, man, done watching your shit, bro. You'll pop up. I ain't even fucking subscribed to you, bro. I'm just like, let it fly.
Who get a meal? They want to get a meal.
And you're comparing children to homeless. Like, what are we talking about? See, I want y'all to just think about it. So you know there's shitty parents out there, yeah. Okay? And you want teachers to call the shitty parents to be like, hey, be better parents. Or you want to call child services? You want to call child services? You want to put them in foster care?
It may be better than having the shooty ass parents.
Have you looked at the foster care scene? Have you Googled foster care?
Yeah, but you're describing these parents as ain't shit, bro. Like, it is bad shit happens.
I know. I cover them. I cover them every day. There's a lot of ain't shit parents. There's a lot of ain't shit. You cover them. How many videos have you done about baby mamas? How many videos have you done about baby mamas and dog shit parents? If I go to your channel right now, I'll find dozens, hundreds of videos. So you want to call you want teachers to call those parents and be like, hey, feed your kids.
You're saying that I'm telling teachers to call the parents. I never said that. I said they can call parties that do this for a living to find children the resources that they need. Like, teachers do this all the time. They'll see a child that may be neglected and they'll make the calls or alert people to, intervene. Right, but I mean, I feel like we're pushing it far out to like specifics of it, bro. At the end of the day,
no, we need to talk about the specifics, nigga, because you just talking broadly and like, nigga, what? So you want government assistance for these kids, but with extra steps. Yeah, then maybe they need to call somebody. Man, look, first off, you don't want to I don't care what nobody say. I'll actually rather, unless the parents are actually physically harming the kids, I would rather them kids be with they fucked up parent than be up in the government DHR. I don't want them being with social services. That's just me. Because I know how fucked up some of these people is. Y'all didn't hear about this lady like a month ago, maybe less than a month ago. Supposed to pick a kid up and drop a kid off, ended up leaving the kid in the car, ran all these different errands, getting food, nails done, and all this shit. Kid died in the car. She's supposed to pick the kid up and just drop the kid off, but she wanted to go do some other shit. Like, man, these folks, they ain't they kids, bro. They don't really they have a less chance of giving a fuck about them kids than the parents do. Because at the end of the day, most parents should, and you would think in the back of their head, even though we got some real fucked up ones out here, at least the majority of them be like, that is my child. So now this nigga want to send kids to the system, but you don't want the system to help put food for the kids. Like, the system going to end up having to take care of the entire fucking kid. You think it costs more money to pay for kids' school lunch, or you think it costs to raise them kids? This nigga dumb, bruh. He dumb. He's a dumb person. He needs to do some more research. And the fucked up shit is he got a lot of subscribers on YouTube too.
My point of view on it is that it's, abortion is a far larger problem than starving
Not
children.
true.
Children don't starve in America. They be hungry, but they don't starve. This isn't fucking people. It's not a famish going on. People are not dying because
they're not dying. But do you understand?
Like hypertension, obesity. There's much more obese kids than there are hungry kids, bro. I'm saying, and the world's not perfect, dog. It's not utopia, bro. So it's like, I get, and then I'm a capitalist, dog. I'm not in support of the government coming out taking care of everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to oppose it.
But you just advocated for the government to goddamn come in, and the teacher should call and get the government involved to refer the kids for resources or whatever the fuck. You are for the government being involved. You talking about both sides of your neck.
But you want the government to get involved and stop abortions.
I never said, I don't give a fuck about what anybody does with abortion.
Did you say it's a bigger problem?
Yeah, I said it's a bigger problem, but I didn't give a solution to it. I know it's a problem. I never said what I want to do about it. I could care less. Like, it is what it is, dog. This life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I think a lot of people would hear your stance or hear Charlie Kirk's stance and say, you guys aren't the best people because you don't seem to care about making sure that other people in society are okay. Right? You guys are more focused on being capitalists and taking care of yourselves, which is okay. Do that. But if people want to look at you and say, well, you guys spread hate out there or you guys spread selfishness, I think that's okay. I think a lot of people allowed to do that.
I never said that was a problem. I said people can say whatever the fuck they want to say. My issue with people was celebrating his death, like championing pom-pom and that shit.
But you just said people can say whatever they want, so why would you have a problem with it, nigga?
That's
the
epitome of evil to me.
That's the epitome of evil.
Not a right or left thing.
You think it's more evil?
You think that's evil to celebrate somebody dying, but it's not evil to fucking not give a fuck about kids fucking starving to death.
To celebrate that man's death than it is for that man to advocate for the fact that children don't get meals?
But they can get meals. Is that the only video you've seen him talk about children?
I'm just saying someone dancing in the room, I think it's bad. No, I agree. I think it's bad that someone danced in the room and thought it was great that Charlie Kirk died. But I also think it's bad that you're out there openly advocating for kids to not get meals in school because we have an obesity problem. I think that's also bad. I think so.
Get meals in school. I'm advocating for kids to take advantage of the surplus of food available to them in different ways that it is.
Yeah.
It's not on somebody to do it, bro. Like, you shitty parents, I get it, but
so it's on the kid to do it then. Little 5-year-old Samantha needs to figure out how to get some goddamn food for herself because there's so many resources out here. And dude, you don't shut the fuck up. Like, bro, this dude's stupid, man.
We disagree on that perspective, dog. Like, you think that the government should step in and save the world? I don't agree with that. I mean, if they do it,
if the government don't think they need it, this is something I'm gonna say to niggas that say stupid shit like that. If it's not the government's responsibility to save not the world, but just say this own country, then stop taking our fucking money then. Against our fucking will. Take y'all ass, dismantle the fucking government, and everybody just live like how we live. We make our own fucking rules and we govern ourselves by how we want to. Y'all get the fuck on, stop taking our money. They ain't finna do that. So if you take my money, bitch, I'm gonna obligate your ass, and that's what Americans need to really understand their position in America. They work for us, not the other way around. But y'all bitches, we got so many lay down people, bruh. So many sheep that these bitches run y'all now. They run all of us. They run all of us. We got too many lay down folks in this goddamn country. The motherfucker telling me he don't want, man, nigga, shut up. Who told you we live in a capitalist society? The fucking government did, you dumb motherfucker.
not gonna contend it. I'm not do what you want to do, bro. But
Hey,
I
man.
understand Kirk's perspective in that.
We pay so much in tax dollars, and most of it goes to the military to do funding wars overseas. I don't think it's so crazy to say, hey man, take 1% of that budget and make sure these kids don't go hungry. Take another 1% of that budget and take care of veterans. But you know, like, maybe that's wrong. I just think it's crazy. It's me personally.
I wouldn't disagree with you with that, but I don't disagree with Kirk either. I mean, I don't think he should be painted as a demon for having that viewpoint.
I mean, I think it's pretty demonic to not want kids to have meals. Personally, that's me.
He never said he didn't want kids that have meals. Is that the only conversation you've seen Abba have discussing that topic?
When he was suggested a food program to make sure that kids who can't get access to good food or decent food or have malnutrition get food, he said, no, that's fucking stupid. Let the parents do it.
Can you answer my question though? Was that the only video did you let that video play and see what else he said in regards to that discussion?
Yeah, I played it.
And what did he say?
He said that he thinks that the parents should take care of it. The state shouldn't be involved.
Pull it up right now. I've seen it.
You can pull it up, but that's what he said. He said the state should not be involved.
No, bro, you're victim to the same thing everybody else going through, just getting sucked in by these reels, dog. He's named all these different avenues, these different ways of children to receive food. You're just
hold up. How does a hungry kid get food?
I gave you one example.
What is
it? If he's at school and teachers are aware of what the fuck's going on and they see a damn child coming in there looking emaciated, I don't know. I don't know what teachers, but I've seen instances where teachers step in and get the correct party involved to help said children.
Okay, so you want the state to get involved to make sure that kid gets school? You literally just that's what you said. You want this? Do you know this?
I never said want. I said these resources are available to them.
But that's what your solution is, right?
That's not my solution. I'm giving you the fact that there's different avenues and resources for children to get food if they need it.
Okay.
I'm not saying what I want. I'm saying what's available to them. There's no reason to starve, dog.
All right. Hey, listen. We'll agree to disagree on this point. No reason for kids to. But statistically speaking, every year there's so many kids who are suffering from malnutrition. That's what the numbers say. We'll move on to the next point.
And there's so many people that die from car accidents, bro. Fucked up shit happens. Like, we can't save everybody. Bro. Like,
This motherfucker, like, bro, hold up. Where Bernie at, bro? Where Bernie at?
That ain't right. It ain't right.
Bro, look, he ain't want to compare. He ain't want nobody comparing Charlie Kirk dying to other political officials, well, actual political officials and real people that were trying to push a good message dying. But he will compare children starving and dying from starvation to somebody getting hit by a car. The motherfucker's a goddamn hit. He perfectly found that comparison, which don't even make no damn sense. That's a dumbass comparison. But you know, damn. Abba was losing his man. Look, Abba malfunctioned hearing that dumb shit, just like me.
We'll agree to disagree on this point. No reason for kids to, but statistically speaking, every year there's so many kids who are suffering from malnutrition. That's what the numbers say.
His face malfunctioning hearing this
There's so
dumb
many
shit.
people that die from car accidents, bro. Fucked up shit happens. Like, we can't save everybody. Bro. Like, it is.
But just because we can't save everybody doesn't mean we don't try.
But there's avenues for them to be saved, just maybe not with this school.
Yeah, like, yes, car accidents happen every year. Doesn't mean we don't try to make cars safer. It doesn't mean we don't make roads better.
And there's ways for children to get food.
Okay, man. I'm gonna disagree. I think that stance is crazy.
You don't think there's other ways for children to get food outside?
Yeah, guess what? A school fucking program that feeds the kids, stupid motherfucker. God damn, is this nigga fucking dumb? He's advocating against a resource to help these kids. But saying, well, there's other ones though. Ain't nobody know about none of that other shit, nigga. You don't even know about none of that other shit. You couldn't even articulate it one time, but you just like, nigga, like, for real, I see why. And look, I'm pissed off just like Abby is, because I know Abby about to get him for this shit.
I don't know. Have you ever been a kid? You think kids just know where to get free food every day? You truly think kids know what the resources are? Like, what are we talking about, man?
I don't know what the
Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop right here. Y'all. We're gonna stop right here because we're gonna actually go to because they got a little bit more in depth after this conversation, because he just triggered me right there a little bit. So, like, Abby them, they did a video about this. This was should I do the 2 day ago? No, I'll not do that because that's too long. Matter of fact, let me get Stevie up in here, because Stevie, he said some things. Matter of fact, Abba actually did a good job covering him. He said he called him out, so he won't get exposed again. This 3 weeks ago. So you know, Abba, after that conversation right there about the kids and shit, it's like, nigga, he ain't finna let that shit slide. Not at all. And I would feel him, because I would have that energy for this type of shit too. Let's check this out, man. Let's go and get into this one.
We're doing another Stevie Knight video, and I know that half of you are like,
I could care less. I could care less about
Stevie Knight. He has a titled video called "Damn, Is ABBA Fake?"
I cannot say that I saw this coming.
Hold
ABBA
on.
ain't no
Let me check
stranger.
his numbers
He
again.
has a titled video
5,
called
13?
"Damn, Is
Okay.
ABBA Fake?"
I cannot say that I saw this coming. ABBA ain't no stranger to doing the extra. So
Okay, so I'm gonna just summarize this first point, but I'll link the video below so you guys can go watch it. For those of you who didn't watch the debate, consider yourself lucky. Here's a recap.
I feel like it felt like I didn't feel like I feel like, do you feel like I feel like I could care less about why you feel the way you feel? I'm not a fucking machine. They need to be controlled. They need to be decapitated to feel heard. I feel like everybody's gonna feel differently. There is emotion tied to it, bro. I'm a human being. Like some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is. What it is. So logically, it is what it is. Oh, that's cap.
That's cap. Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it. Somebody Google it in the chat. I don't even need to look up the stat. Every motherfucker engaged in evil could burn.
During our debate, there was a discussion about school, food lunches, starvation, food insecurity. Stevie and Kirk were constantly making this point that like kids are not starving, so we don't need these free lunches in school. There's other ways for the kids to get food. Okay, that's pretty much the general gist of it. I tried to explain that like not everyone has good parents. Food stamps are not always accessible. 7-year-old can't apply for food stamps. Stevie's like, listen, it's not a real problem. Kids are not emaciated, dying on the side of the street. And he harps on the fact that during the debate, Stevie himself was talking about starvation, like third world starvation, like kids skinny bones, big belly, dying, you know?
Dog, this isn't fucking people. It's not a famish going on. People are not dying because
No, they're not dying, but
famish.
I was talking about that. You were talking about a different problem that's less serious. And it's kind of disingenuous of you, Abba, to misrepresent me.
We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely different than starving. That was the question posed in that debate with Kirk.
Now, here's where I'll be accountable. Shouldn't have used the word starvation when I was talking, man. Even though us in colloquial terms, like, yo, I'm starving today, I need to eat. In a discussion, you should define terms. That's my fault.
You also give yourself a 3 out of 10.
For the debate performance?
Yes.
Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. What I don't like is this very bad faith interpretation on his behalf. When him and Kirk argue against school lunches, them talking about starvation, these programs were never implemented to stop famine. They were not put in place so that kids were about to die on the side of the street and like, hey, here's a little sandwich at lunchtime. They were put in place to combat malnutrition because a lot of folks who didn't have access to food would show up, not eat, and their performance levels at school were bad. They couldn't pay attention. That's what the program's about. I personally think it's incredibly bad faith to come to a debate about a topic, about a policy, and argue against something that's never intended for. And throughout the debate with him too, I mentioned it. If you just Google it, like so many kids today here in America, you could look it up, the statistics that have malnutrition, that have food scarcity, that have all these problems. It stunts their growth. It fucks them up in terms of their academic success. If we were talking about kids dying on the side of the street, why the would I be talking about the fact that they won't get a good grade? And who cares? If we were talking about something that was terminal, I think I'd probably be like, how do we save these kids from dying?
I understand what you're trying to say. What I don't understand is why the are we debating school lunches?
Sure.
Like you're trying to make a whole point about, F them kids.
You know, you're shitty parents. I get it, dog. This life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but
No school lunches. What? Why do you go against that?
I know.
That's the debate.
Y'all don't want to give that to kids, but prisoners get it, military members get it, a whole bunch of different adults get it. Also, aren't we a first world country? Like, just because we're not dealing with third world country problems, don't we solve them all the time? It's like saying, yo, we don't need to make our roads better because we don't have dirt roads like third world country. Hey,
Show me a single child in America going hungry. Doesn't exist.
that's just not true.
We have a child obesity problem, not a child starvation problem in this country.
I don't understand this thing where it's like, it has to be one or the other. You know, you could have rich and poor people, you could have educated people, and Stevie Knight. Both of those things can all coexist like that.
Americans don't know what starving is. We don't know what starving is, man. But, you know, I see what he's doing here. He's playing semantics and...
And look, Stevie put this stat up on the screen when he was doing his video. He says about 20%. Well, this is what he got from Google. About 20% of U.S. children ages 2 to 19 are classified as obese. So paradoxically, America has far more children at risk of obesity related disease than starvation. Okay. 20% of kids between the age of 2 and 19 are classified as obese. How's a 2-year-old fucking considered obese? And they still on formula and milk? Now, I've seen some little chubby babies, but damn, 2? But either way, though, it's 20% of all children in the United States. What about the other fucking 80%? I'm just wondering. That's 20%. What about the other 80? And he put this up on his shit as if he was proving a point. That's like them same people be talking about black men black men don't take care of their kids. They don't be in their kids' life. But when you look at the numbers, we actually in our kids' lives more than everybody else. But they talk about, man, I'm like, nigga, y'all don't fucking shut the fuck up. Like, it's just, nigga, he put it up on his own video. That's the crazy part. He put it up on his own video being like, yeah, I told you. It's like, nigga, no, you didn't. What about the other 80%?
Moving the goalpost with this conversation, bro.
I love how you accuse me of playing semantics.
That's what he
spent 13 minutes talking about starvation versus food insecurity and not getting enough meals.
That's county goal right there.
If you talk like that about kids not having access to food, is it any wonder why people think you guys are monsters?
Bro, here we go, bro. He taking me out of context again. See, I ain't shit. He ain't shit.
Every time someone's too stupid to enunciate their own point, they always say I was taken out of context. No, you just don't know how to communicate. Maybe if you got a school lunch every time in the 3rd grade, you'd be able to read, speak, and think past a 4th grade level.
Damn.
Maybe. I think you needed them school lunches, Stevie. I was taken out of context.
Oh, no. We're carrying
Damn.
He pissed Ab off.
I was taken out of context. After a while, is it people taking you out of context or you don't know how to communicate? I'm just asking. The thing you're going to know, he's a big time fence sitter. He just won't take a stance. The whole thing is like, I don't care. I ain't pro-life. I ain't pro-choice. I don't care if the kids get the food, but I'm a capitalist. I'm against government handouts. I don't want the government to come save the world. But I don't care if they pass a program. If it happens, it's like probably anti-abortion. Am I right?
No, I don't know. I could care less. I'm not pro. I'm not anti. I respect this. I don't agree with it. Like,
But you want the government to get involved in stop abortions.
I never said I don't give a fuck about what anybody does with abortion.
But did you say it's a bigger problem?
Yes, it's a bigger problem. But I didn't give a solution to it. I know it's a problem. I never said what I want to do about it. I could care less. Like, it is what it is, dog. It's life. Life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro.
You want this?
I never said want. I said these resources are available to them.
But that's what your solution is, right? You're
That's
fine.
not my solution.
Bro, what is your opinion? I don't have any solutions, bro. I'm not saying what my solution is. I'm saying this solution exists.
This whole argument.
Like, I genuinely, guys, maybe I needed the school lunches in school. Maybe I just don't get what this guy's
The
talking
whole debate was just eye roll.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with you with that, but I don't disagree with Kirk either.
Huh? I'm both anti-gun and pro-gun. You know what I'm saying? I could care less, bro. I could care less.
I don't know. I could care less. I could care.
I ain't playing with him, bro. Look, I'm trying to tell you, you get Ab on the mission, bro. He gonna be clipping like a motherfucker. He love doing this shit. And they got editors to do this shit for him. I know Ab did this himself.
I could care less. I could care less about.
I'm like, I couldn't care less, right? Steve, you deserve those school lunches. I'm sorry it wasn't given to you.
I could care less.
And here's the thing that's funny. Remember when he said he's not pro-choice or pro-life? But he refers to it as killing babies.
Abortions and food insecurity. Why are we comparing killed babies to babies that are alive?
You're probably anti-abortion, am I right?
No, I don't know. I could care less. I respect his stance. I'm not pro, I'm not anti. I respect his stance. I don't agree with it, of course. Killed babies. I don't give a fuck about what anybody does with abortion.
What? You couldn't care less about what they do with abortion, but you also think that they're killing babies. You guys understand how much of a fence sitter and sociopathic person you have to be to really have that worldview? I really think that, I think abortion is murder. But
I could care less.
Like the pro-choice people don't think the fetus is a child. That's why they're justified in their position.
Yeah.
And the pro-life people think it is. So that's he's saying it is a baby, and I don't care if they die. But he did a more recent video, one that you haven't seen, because he got a lot of backlash after he put out this video. His own fans were turning on him like, "Yo, Stevie, you're bugging. You were being hyper emotional."
The
comment section
was
flaming him. Titled, "Am I sellout to black people?"
Coke and sellout. As of this whole Kirk situation, bro, these labels have been flying at your boy. Black man with more of a conservative take on things, like thinking black people need to be a monolith. Like all black people need to look the same and feel the same and view things the same.
Sure, but that's not the case right now. That's not the reason why. I understand what you're saying, but that's not what's happening.
Black man with more of a conservative take, black culture is going to despise.
This idea that black folks are somehow incredibly liberal, and that's not true. A lot of social issues relating to transness, gay marriage. There's no group that's more against it than black folks in the USA. The highest religious group in the USA is also black folks by percentage. I think people believe that either because they're never around black folks or know nothing about them. They think that how people vote maps on one-to-one with what their values are, and that's just not true.
Regardless of what it is that I'm saying, for people to view me and judge me on what I'm saying based on my skin tone.
They call you a sellout.
Fucking be wearing a do-rag in almost all his videos, bro. That nigga ain't got no waves up there. He ain't had no waves on top of his head. I know I'm being petty, y'all, but he ain't got no waves up there, bro. Like nothing. Just a regular old cut. Not even a good one. And I'm like, damn, nigga. What you wearing that do-rag for?
saying based on my skin tone.
They call you a sellout because of the kind of shit you produce. You're not even presenting their arguments of why they think you're a sellout. I want you guys to go to his channel, KnightTalk. Go to the search button. Not my feelings. Facts. Search the word black. See how many videos this guy makes shitting on black people and black culture. Now, I did take the time to click on a lot of these videos just to make sure. Let's look at some of these titles. I hate black people. And he agrees with them for a lot of videos. Black people are sick of black people. Dear black people, you suck. Black men don't date black women. Black people don't want to hear this. Only weak black men date white women. You know, shout out to, because he's dating a white woman. He's got a complex. He's a little bit, insecure about that. He does get comments though, so I get it. Black Lives Matter 2.0. I hate black women. Black people have to stop being victims. She told white people to stay out of the Black Panther. Okay, so it's still critiquing a black person on behalf of white people. This makes black women look so bad. And you gotta appreciate the hypocrisy. They'll be like, oh my God, these people think about race way too much. And they make that much amount of content about black people. Now flip it. Put in the word white. You will not find a single video. Even though there's mass shootings, even though just recently there was a guy who ran up on that church and blasted a bunch of people, a MAGA guy, he hasn't covered it. Will he ever talk about any of these topics that plague certain communities? No. Now, you might say, Abba, asymmetry is not necessarily a bad thing. And I agree. Sometimes you might have an asymmetry in the kind of things you make because you have more proximity to something. Fair. Do you do so in a nuanced way? Other communities have this, that. No, you don't contextualize it. You just be like, they're bad, they're bad, they're bad. And then let's go to your audience. Why are they there? Why do you have so many people being like, fuck yeah, Stevie, you're based? Stevie tried one time. Stevie made a video about Nick Fuentes talking crazy about black folks.
Well, I guess Nick Fuentes, he's on another racist tangent. But with that, I'm in agreement with a lot of things that he said outside of the generalization of black folk, because your boy got some ghetto fatigue.
That video is one of his most disliked videos. And he hasn't talked about the criticism he got in that video. He hasn't talked about the backlash. He didn't make a follow-up on that one. His audience was shitting on him en masse. Why? Because they're like, yo, Nick Fuentes is based. He's right about what he's saying. You don't have to believe me. Go look at KnightTalk channel and see the kind of content he produces. And then you come tell me why people might think you a sellout. Maybe they don't want you to manufacture a narrative that only the black community seems to have problems, because that's all you ever talk about. That's something that's always interesting to me, is like black conservatives will often get very defensive when they get called out and stuff. But it's like, sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about what you don't say. It's a lack of fairness. Imagine being in a family, you and your siblings all cause problems, and your parent only comes after you to scold you. At some point, you'll be like, shit, I know I'm fucking up, but like, bro and sis fucking up too. He might lie now, he might say, oh, disproportionate. Like, no, there's some crimes that even when you go proportionate, white people commit more. If you want to look at political violence, which you seem to care so much about since you made 20 videos on your daddy Kirk, that's almost exclusively white men. But if I'm wrong, Stevie, prove it. Why don't you spend the next year covering the other stuff? Let's see how well your channel going to do. Let's see them dislikes. Let's see how your audience that you think are there for you, and not because you're a bootlicker, let's see how long they last. And if I'm wrong, you know what up, Stevie? I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll give you 50 grand. If you spend a year doing that kind of content, because there's evil, right? It's about evil.
It should be a good versus evil thing.
I'll put 50 grand in escrow and I'll watch. And you show me them analytics. You show me the audience you cultivate. I don't want to talk about feelings. I want to see facts.
What then happened is that you probably just found it.
That boy say he'll put 50 racks up for him. Put 50 racks up for him. But it didn't stop there, y'all. It didn't stop there. Cause Stevie saw like they do, they going back and forth, passing videos left and right. It culminated with something that happened. It culminated with something that happened a day ago. Avenue finally got, I think they got their last, I think this is gonna be the last, like, get in on them. But that boy said he put up 50 racks for you, bro. Change the content for a year. Let's see if the channel's still there. I give you 50 racks if you do it. And Stevie know 50 racks ain't gonna cover what he gonna lose. So he ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it, bro. I guarantee you he ain't gonna do it. Because the sad part, I see a lot of folks that all they do is cover like black, like, y'all know how like when I do Top Night, I can grab shit where it's a white victim or a black victim. It doesn't matter. Asian victim, old person, child, doesn't matter. I can grab them. They specifically go out and just grab the ones that are black. Y'all see over here, I cover all of them. And I like to show the cops fucking up white folks more often, because maybe that'll make y'all, you see yourself getting fucked up, you might say something. But all they do is just talk about the bad shit. I notice this from black conservatives. They do it all the time. Anton Daniels, KnightTalk, fucking even Charleston White. I don't even know why like real motherfuckers fuck with Charleston White. I don't get that. He's funny. He'll say some real shit every now and then, but Charleston White in it for the money. He's saying whatever he got to say to get paid. If you can't see that, I'm sorry. You might be a little blind to me. You're a little blind to me, but that's just my opinion. You ain't got to respect it. But this is the culmination right here. One day, pretty much yesterday, they They brought it all together. And Albatrolled the fuck out of this dude during this shit. Stevie gonna crash the fuck out, bro. And he gonna show some videos of this nigga crashing out too. Yeah, y'all gonna check this out. And I'm gonna drop the link too, because it's gonna be the last video for the night.
The movie Sinners. When Sinners came out, it was a movie by Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Set in 1930s America in the South. And Stevie had a review, and so I was curious because a lot of people had a negative impression of him. And it kind of plays into the image I have of Stevie.
I didn't know how woke the shit was until after I read about all the double meanings and shit, dog. But once I realized what the fuck the movie was about, it's just like a woke propaganda piece. Because it's happened. What was woke about it? Because the meaning behind the movie is the vampires are irrelevant. The vampire is the metaphor for white people appropriating black culture. The black people are in the juke joint having a black time. It's black owned. We having a good time. This is our shit. And then they playing the music, which attracts the vampires, which is also the white people. And they want to get in and get down with the black folks, but the black folks don't let them. So then the vampire.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Man,
I never watched the movie
before he even say anything, because I watched Sinners and I watched the build up to this movie actually coming out. It was a whole bunch of white folks and white Hispanics talking shit about the movie, talking about Ryan Coogler stole it from that movie that they did, that One Night in Mexico shit. That was the first push to try to crash the fucking movie because it was a black dude doing it. Then the movie came out, did record numbers. Now they're trying to say, oh, they're pushing woke shit. It's like, nigga, you just trying to talk about the shit, and this nigga picked it up. He talking about he watched the movie, bro. He was already on that type of time before the movie even came out. He was already on that type of time. It's just the same talking points. Like, bro, that movie did numbers. And it was not no franchise goddamn movie like Batman and Superman and Jurassic Park and all that coming out, and they know they gonna get some money off of it. This was an original film that did numbers in spite of motherfuckers trying to talk down on the movie. And now after the movie then came out, we just gonna keep trying to talk down on the movie. And it's like they gonna get you on it because, like, bro, that movie went woke. I watched that shit. That was actually probably one of the better movies I watched this year. And I ain't really watched that many movies, so that ain't really saying a lot. But out of the probably 5 or 6 movies I watched, it was actually a good watch. I ain't been really watching movies, and I was not disappointed watching that movie.
Until I saw this review, and then I played the first 2 minutes, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna watch the movie, so I know what's this about. I watched it, and I was super confused by this review by Stevie. To categorize this movie as woke, as like white people trying to appropriate black spaces, it was so fucking stupid because it has nothing to do with that. They made the vampire, who's the antagonist, Irish, and I think that flew over a lot of people's head because maybe some people don't know Irish history, but it's actually kind of telling because even in the U.S., Irish people were very heavily discriminated against.
Yes.
But back in Europe, they were the proverbial punching bag for the royalty.
Yep.
They got fucked over throughout history.
Yep.
That's just a reality. And if you pay attention, at one point they start doing Irish music. They start doing Irish dances because that was the kind of stuff that helped them get through tough times. And it's a parallel between the black music and how even at the beginning of the movie, if you paid attention to the plot, in the first 30 minutes, they're explaining what blues comes from. That's why when they talk about those very difficult stories from that slavery era.
I was setting up my stream so I could set the stream.
I got you, bet. And shout out to Hurricane, y'all. You up in the building, man. Go on, Hurricane. Introduce yourself. Let the people know what it is real quick, like before we get going.
You already know what it is. Hurricane JW2 on YouTube and Facebook. Got revolutionary music and home of the HHN Special Report, Detroit After Dark, and a Fuck the Government podcast. It's good.
Man, shit, this shit right here pissing me off. Cause I'm like, well, you been here, so you heard most of this shit. It's like, dude, did you watch the movie Sinners?
Hell yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it?
I did a review on it. It was like, I give it a real talk. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's a cool movie. You know, like there was some elements they took a little from Dusk Till Dawn. It was a little
yeah, Dusk Till Dawn. That's what it was.
But the overall message of the movie, that's what compelled me. I like the message. I like the cinematography. And real shit, I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of didn't like the end. You know, like the next. You know, like when the nigga shot up on the people. I was like, nigga, like you could get this motherfucker like left. You could have been alive. Right. But he was like, fuck, I'm gonna kill all these motherfuckers and go out in the blaze of glory. And then like let his brother live with the.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it, man. His brother got turned to a vampire. All this fucked up shit done happened, and y'all trying to sneak back up here and take the shit that we paid y'all for. Like, nigga, please get my shit, boy.
Right.
That nigga said, get my shit, boy. I got some of these folk, and I don't even know if he technically died right there at the end. Like, technically, I don't know if he died.
They shot him up. I know the little brother is alive with the white girl. You know, I know they alive and they made that little deal and shit. Like like don't tell. What's his name? Sammy. Like the little young nigga or some shit. They was like, just like when he about to die, just go give him that offer, and he turned it down on where,
But yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I rated it around like a 7 out of 10. 6.9, 7.1. It can go either way. That shit, it was a decent movie. I didn't regret watching the shit. But either way though, check it. We'll let Abby and Preach get into it because Stevie said some real fucked up shit, and this is shit they going like now. This ain't even about the debate that they had. Abba getting this nigga on everything. Like, and that's why I be trying to tell him, man, look, don't start no shit with Abba if you ain't really ready to go all the way. Because Abba gonna sit up at night. He got time. He got time.
He got the look in his eyes. He got the look in his fucking eyes like he got time.
Yeah. That motherfucker said, if I ain't got it, I'll make it. I'll make it for this.
For
real petty. I know I'm petty, but damn, he petty as fuck. But either way, though, check it. He about to get him.
Is what came from that and that pain. But all Stevie does is see race, and he didn't even see it during the movie. This is how fucking dumb he is. He saw someone else post something on Twitter. He's like, that's what it is. After the movie, which is very, very weird way to retroactively understand the film. I have watched the film, and if it was woke, I'm telling you right now, I would have fucking hated it. The movie wasn't hyper-focused, even though it's not area about race. It was more so about how music helps us overcome difficult things. And the vampire wanted the musician because he wanted to be able to create a utopia where everyone would have good music to ease the suffering that they had when they were living. That's what the plot was about. But there's a couple other themes, but that's the focus. So him calling it a woke movie is like, sometimes people have political brain and they go into a piece of entertainment and they just start putting their fucking political bullshit on everything. That doesn't say that there aren't movies with propaganda pieces in it, but this movie wasn't it. It's not even his own thoughts. He read someone else's thoughts and then put that shit on the film.
There's a lot of movies that have, like, you could say liberal agendas, propaganda, and a storyline. A message is not propaganda. Propaganda is being very deceptive. You're not telling the truth. Trying to say a message without telling the truth. Get Out is one of them that had a message in it. District 9 had another message that you could qualify as woke, where it's a bunch of different classes it was trying to mimic what happens with apartheid, but with robots, right? E.T. The movie E.T. was about being an alien and missing home, being an immigrant and missing home. E.T. phone home. That it was about. There is a message like that. That's like most movies.
Remember when they was tripping on Black Panther, bro?
Yep.
That's all I got to say. Remember they was tripping on Black Panther? That bitch made baby.
Dude, it's been very reoccurrent, especially in our lifetime, our generation seeing this shit, because we came up, we were the last of the goddamn 80s babies and all that shit, as 80 and 90 babies. So like we've been seeing all this shit. Like, bro, y'all keep saying out loud that it's not this, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that. But then as soon as like when Black Panther came out, bro, they lost they ever fucking loving mind.
For real.
That was in the we in the 2000s and these people lost their mind. They didn't even read the fucking comic book to know that Black Panther was a character.
Right.
Like, god damn.
They was mad because that was going to empower our people to stand up and fight and do some shit. Man, there was so many black people dressed up like motherfucking Wakanda.
No, they don't even like that shit. I be hearing people still say it, Wakanda forever. Like at the end of their speech, to be a black person saying some shit, they be like, because it resonates with the community, and they didn't want that. And
Shaka Zulu did too. They never made another Shaka Zulu, and and I think Black Panther is closer to Shaka Zulu. I'm like, yo, no, this is a powerful ass fucking movie.
Dude, they don't like that shit. Like, yo. And they made it seem like, nah, why you just got to put black in the title? They ain't had no problem with Black Adam.
Right. And you know what's crazy? They not bitching about they made Black Panther white in the comics. I follow the comic book. Black Panther is white now.
Yeah. Well, look, they got it's a point in the comics where that motherfucker doesn't hold the mantle for a long time. And it's kind of convoluted. Like, read that storyline. That shit kind of crazy. It's like some imposter type bullshit, whatever the fuck. But look, I'm ready to see what they're gonna do with the next one coming out. Ryan Coogler, he'll tell a story. I will tell you that. He will tell a story, and he'll try to keep it close to the real adaptation when it comes to Marvel, because they already picky like how they like to do shit. And they've been fucking up lately. So they need to get that shit back on track, bro. But
for real.
But like, nah, man, all these movies, man, like, dude, Sinners was not a bad movie, but I'm gonna let them keep going, man. Like that shit crazy, bro. It's been so many other movies that have a bigger meaning to it behind just what the movie is.
Right.
Like, damn, it ain't just like, damn, if the movie don't have no meaning, why the fuck you watching it? Like that be getting me with these simple-minded ass, small brain ass individuals that be over there. Because I'm like, all I need to see is explosion, guns, and girls. That's what they want.
Right.
And it's like movies have, dude, that's just been recent that's been the actual go-to card for y'all motherfuckers. Movies are way more than that. That's why they have dramas, they have comedies, they have
suspense thrillers.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it ain't just about that, bruh. You're just trying to find any reason to hate on something. That's all it is. But either way, though, fucking let them keep going.
Watch. There's a message.
Yeah.
The X-Men was off of Malcolm X.
All the X-Men were black.
And Martin Luther King.
I mean,
so, like, there's a bunch.
even when you take it at its face value, it's a lot about discrimination, about the fact that the mutants are discriminated for their abilities and the fear that they have because they're different.
They eventually get in and they take over. So it's like the white people taking over black spaces, right? That's why they try to emphasize how important music is, specifically to black people.
Did you like that scene, at least how they meshed all the music together and stuff?
No. 'Cause I was already off at that point, bro. I was already pissed at that point.
I just want to say, just for a quick second, the cinematography in the film was mid, but that scene was one of the best scenes I've ever seen.
Which one?
The scene where they're doing the music in the juke joint and it's a one shot and it's moving, and you're seeing what music and dance was like before 1934. They went back to Africa with the African traditional dances. They went to the future. It was a really beautiful shot.
Like I said, the cinematography was great.
One of the best.
The message music was great.
Dude, that part right there, when I watched it the first time, I didn't like it as much. But then when I started looking,
I was high as hell. I was like, oh shit. I was high as hell. I was spinning with that shit. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, when I looked deeper into it and actually like watched it again, I'm like, nah, bro, that's like musical genius to combine all the different areas of where we came from. Like, because we are the creators of music. Like, regardless of what people want to say, no matter how much shit they keep stealing. And that's what got me, because Stevie was like, oh, they just trying to show white people appropriating the culture of black people. White people did do that. What's the problem with saying something about it? Because he said that shit earlier. It's like it was a woke movie talking about white people just coming in and stealing black people shit. They historically have done that. What's the problem with saying that?
Colonialization, motherfucker.
Yeah, like, god damn. Fuck over here trying to. Oh, I'm just tired of hearing that shit. Well, bitch, maybe we tired of dealing with it, nigga. How about that?
Bars.
This nigga just be talking crazy outside his neck. And look who we got up in the building.
Who that? That's Uncanny. Salute.
What up? Salute. What up, y'all?
And living the dream. What you doing, man? You at work?
I just got off. Hey, man, I was on Instagram trying to join.
Oh, yeah. Look, man, this is my first time streaming over there, so I don't know how that shit work, man.
I was like, how do you join? Because I saw Hurricane Notes. So I was like, man, is he live or not? Like, cause I could. I was checking your JBJ. What's up, Hurricane? I was checking your your main channel.
Yeah, I got in trouble on YouTube, so we back on the network for a couple weeks.
The kid that's taking attention.
Yeah, hopefully my appeal go through because them bitches playing. But outside of that shit, did you get to see the movie Sinners, Uncanny?
Of course.
Scale of 1 to 10, what you rate it?
Honestly, I would give it a 10 if it wasn't for some parts of the movie where I just feel like it was like a little bit out of, Hello?
I'm still here. We waiting on you.
I'm still here.
Oh, I said I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. It would be a masterpiece if some parts were like a little bit different, but I understood where he was going with it. Like, there's nothing bad with the movie. I love it.
That shit was eating that bitch in the back room.
Oh yeah. I couldn't be motherfucking. Go ahead, my bad.
I think the final battle scene, and like when he has the I don't want to ruin the movie for people, but like that part,
and most importantly, how you gonna hit a big titty bitch from a back and don't show the titties, man? Come on, it could have been an 8.
So I give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I told you that this my Michael B. Jordan might be walking home with Best Actor.
Dude, he the next Denzel Washington, the next Samuel Jackson. He the next man. He the next black dude up when it comes to the industry, man.
Put it this way: if Get Out,
because he played those twins perfectly. He said like he studied with some twins and he knew like the mannerisms and the expressions of the different shit. I thought nigga it was actual twins, nigga. It was probably the weed.
Probably was the weed. No, but I'm saying like, if you ask me, they might be taking home best picture, best direct, either best picture, best director, and best actor.
He get a clean sweep on that. All this shit that's been talked about, because that's kind of what they speaking on right now. We're gonna jump back into it. But if they actually take home all that shit, it's like in the face of all this negativity, this straight up hate, this racism. Look what they achieved. Like, cause dude, the movie, me and Hurricane gave it a 7, but I respect that 9 too, because like, dude, I can go either way when it comes to the movie because it was really good. Now, it was one of the movies I told you I ain't watched a lot of movies this year. And that was a movie that I watched straight through, and I watched it twice. I don't usually watch movies twice.
It's a rewatchable movie too. Another thing, it's kind of what this guy's talking about. I call him who I was talking about. That guy is like, I don't know, man. I don't want to say what he is, but
he a goddamn fool. He a fucking fool. That's why it's in the title. It's in the fucking title.
I appreciate it. But yeah, the movie does touch on the topic of
what, race?
The vampires wanting his talent, right?
Yeah.
But it's not from a British or a French European country. It's actually from
Ireland.
Ireland, yeah. So
Ireland.
And not only that, but
the main streets of Ireland.
But not only that, but Ireland has folk tales prior to Vlad the Impaler about vampires. So like Ryan Coogler did his homework on this movie. Like, I ain't lying. Like when it comes to like what it was about, like it's deep. And the scene that Abba's talking about the whole the music from the past and the music from the future during the present while they're in there. And the reason why he wanted his talent was he wanted to see his people from back in the day or something like that. From his folklore, because he was into music too, because he could dance and could sing and all that stuff. So like it's deep, man. It's deep.
That's what got me and I think that's what got them too. Even though this is like we just doubling down on him, but I'm gonna let him keep doubling down on, because after the letting kids starve and shit, all that shit, like he was already done. But
shit, yeah, that little comment. Oh my god.
This was Abba always set him on a mission. And I ain't gonna knock his mission. Let's let him continue his mission real quick, like, cause he ain't done.
The cinematography and him just being like, "This shit just woke up." I hated it. It's like
really like, nice. It's a black movie, and then they put some Asian people in it. It's like too much people together and having fun, and that's just too.
But even the Asian people, the reason why there was Chinese people in the film was even back in 1930s and the early 1900s, there were Chinese people that lived in the South and ran a lot of the markets. Like Ryan Coogler, I think almost a little bit too much, made a really concerted effort to try to replicate the era as best as possible and the realities of it. So it wasn't like, oh, I want to do diversity for that. No. Back then, there were Chinese people who ran a lot of the supermarkets, and it's okay to highlight the history of different people.
Purporting this message behind it, bro. It's like about culture vulture, white appropriation, and how white people are just, vampires sucking black energy.
I watched a movie and I didn't once come out of there be like, yeah, white people, they be like, I was just like, all right, that was a movie. That's cool. He did his thing.
Black folks is just like, they're obsessed about race, but like that's all you saw when you watched the film, not realizing there are historical realities of Irish, English, and black folks that are quite different. So it's essentially the lack of nuance. We're not a monolith, but you went to the most brain dead, anti-woke rhetoric right away.
But this dude is a stick.
Yeah.
He's one-dimensional. There's no depth in it. He had to put the tension that there is.
Yeah.
You can't be talking with white people like, hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm good. Yourself? All right, Mr. Jones. That was not the reality of those times.
The pretty white girl involved with Michael B. Jordan be the lead cause of everything happening, right? It's because of her that the vampires got in the motherfucking the crib. The point of the movie is to demonize white people, right? So the white people coming in and take over. But bro, why would you have this big black fat girl be the representation of like the black savior woman? She was the one that knew the shit. She knew how to kill the vampires. She was the one to put everybody on game.
What's the problem with that? So there was not bigger black people.
I feel like forget about
what
that.
I know from you.
And look, he talking about the number one cause, like the number one issue when it comes to kids is obesity, but he got a problem with them showing a fat adult. If they was fat as a kid, they probably fat as an adult too, right?
Can I reply to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My background is in film, so you kind of know I kind of know this, right? He said that, why is it that one of the girl who plays, I forget her name in the movie, Anna, why is she the one who knows everything? In movies, right, there is always a character who needs to know about what the fuck is going on in the movie in order for people to know what the fuck they're dealing with. Because if she wasn't there, you take her out of the movie's over because the other brother,
he would have let him in.
He would have let him in. Smoke would have let him in. They wouldn't know what they were dealing with. So, like, it's like we can even talk about Get Out, right? In the movie Get Out, he doesn't know what's going on, and Get Out is kind of similar to, like, if you really want to talk about the white appropriation, all that shit. Get Out is the same way, bro. Get the fuck out of here. One of the dudes wanted his eyes because he was such a great photographer. So, I'm baffled. Anyway, in every movie, there's always a character that needs to know about everything. Like in Jaws. I don't know if you guys ever seen Jaws.
No, it's part of the plot. It's part of the plot. Look, he ain't had no problem with goddamn Tony Stark coming back out of retirement from dealing with his family to come in and figure out how to figure out time travel. He ain't had no problem with that shit.
Yeah, but
y'all remember? Like, dude, he even said it. That big black woman, like, dude, he speaking.
First of all,
dude,
she's fine. I ain't gonna lie, I like her. She's pretty. Her and the other girl from Peacemaker. She's
what about the white girl?
No, the black chick, Anna.
The other black chick. Yeah, I know you talking about.
The girl from Peacemaker, she's fine too. The gay one or whatever, the lesbian one.
Yeah, look, man, the shit, dude, he just saying shit, man. It don't matter. Look, I'm gonna let him keep cooking, man. Cause the dude just saying shit.
No,
my bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like in name a movie right quick, cause I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about.
Well, I know what you're talking about. It's part of the plot. It's got to be one character that knows something about what the fuck is somewhat going on. It's like when we had the fucking Prometheus. Oh, yeah, knew a little bit.
Like in Prometheus, when they're discovering everything, it was actually David, the one who like knew what was going on and knew that it was an alien technology and he was tapping into them. And, but he was also the villain. Shit. Yeah, but he was also the villain of the movie, so he was actually.
He was the detriment to it.
Yeah, but that in From Dusk Till Dawn, because they always try to compare it. And From Dusk Till Dawn, it was one of the people in the movie knew how to fight the vampires. I forget who it was. I think it was the priest, the dad. Remember, because he was like a priest.
Yeah, because the priest was a Christian and they needed holy water. That's my favorite movie. George Cooning, the man.
But you notice that Stevie Knight doesn't have a problem from Dusk Till Dawn. Why? Because there was white protagonists as the lead actors. They were in Mexico, by the way.
Yep.
The vampires were Mexican, and they turned everybody in the fucking place into vampires. So, like,
yep, and the bar was on top of a fucking like pyramid, like an Aztec vampire pyramid or some shit. Then when when the camera panned out and they showed the whole layout of the area and shit, only this motherfucker was on top of a fucking pyramid. Hell no.
And what was the difference? And one of the brothers was a fucking pervert and a rapist. You have a problem with that, right?
Yep.
They like to call, they talk about why
that nigga was crazy. That nigga was crazy.
Quentin Tarantino's character in the movie was a rapist. I'm sorry, can I say that word?
Rapist.
Yeah, he was a PDF person. He wanted
he wanted to touch kids. But look, I think we all get the point. And I think that's the point that Ab was trying to put out there. Like, nigga, you only had an issue about that. Like, you ain't got no issue about, like, it's a bullshit issue because you ain't never had it against nobody else.
The only reason why I'm saying this is because I'm pretty sure. I'm about 75% sure that they will be walking away with an Oscar. I just don't know who it's going to be.
Well, guess what? We'll find out. Let's
That's
keep
all
rocking.
I gotta say.
From Domblé, from Voodoo, that lady that played that role fit the role.
First off, she wasn't fat. She's
No,
thick.
she's
That's
thick.
it. Like
That's it.
you making it sound like this lady's morbidly obese. 1, 2. Like this is why people say you're a sellout. It's like, do you not open up your history books? The kinds of people who survived through slavery were people who were very capable of doing manual labor. A lot of these women, if you go look at old pictures, you'll see a lot of them. They were on the thicker side. They were on the bigger side.
They had to.
Because if you pick cotton on day or you're doing all these other kinds of things, you have to be stirred.
And also
you
with
looking at that and the casting is very intentional and shitting on it as if it's wrong or it's bad is crazy. What's more, the point of the movie isn't even that white people are evil, but you keep saying that and then judging the movie, which makes you fucking stupid. I just... There's so many layers of it, but just listen to his language and like how dehumanizing it is when he refers to the black woman. Her acting performance was phenomenal.
Pristine.
I'm gonna defend the white girl, as you put her, the pretty white girl. You love to refer to her as that.
But that's not even that in the movie.
It's not that she was culturally down or that she's the reason the vampires got in. She was there because it shows that before 1967, when black people or interracial marriage was legalized, a lot of these communities had interactions with each other. If you listen closely to the movie, her mother raised the two main characters. So they had very close proximity. It was very common for white children to have like a nanny who was a black woman, and those kids would interact with each other. So there's a lot of intersection between these people. She had to give up her love interest for the main character to be with a white husband because interracial marriage was not allowed, but she still loved all people. That's why when she walked through the juke joint, she was welcomed. Even though she was not black, as you say, nobody had an issue with her. Even the fact that she was wearing silk, these are all intentions. But him just reducing it to like, white people are bad, black people are good. That's what the movie's about. It's like, he doesn't get it.
What would you have preferred? A white savior?
Yeah. There was also a thinner black woman who was a performer, and she was getting with the lead singer.
Yeah.
She's one of the characters. Very thin. He doesn't mention her existence at all, right? Because she was married to someone who was well off. That's why she was on the thinner side. I'm going to give you guys my own synopsis of the movie, but you got to listen to how he gives a summary of it, because it's very telling.
I went to go see The Sinners last night. Trash. I mean, Michael B. Jordan's one of the main characters, but he plays himself twice because he plays a twin of himself, so it's two of him. And they like some prohibition gangsters back then. And they hit a lick in Chicago, come back, but back to their hometown and whatnot, buy a barn, and they turn the barn into a juke joint. And then like the first 30 minutes is just developing this plot where they're going around recruiting who they need to run the juke joint for the grand opening that night, right? So they pick up a musician, they pick up a cook, they pick up a security guard, you know what I'm saying, highlight their little stories or whatnot. You see the main love interest, pretty white girl, and she's involved with one of the twins. And then, juke joint's popping, right? And then vampires randomly pull up. They just randomly pull up. And really, that's pretty much it. The story is, there's not much there at all. And there's so many gaping holes throughout just the literal script. And it took entirely too long for the motherfucker to develop for a horror story.
Synopsis is very wrong. Him saying there's no plot. I personally think the movie's about a 6 out of 10. I'm a pretty harsh movie critic. I liked that Brian Coogler, in my opinion, improved a lot as a director, because when you watch that movie, it's substantially better than his previous work. And he took some liberties and some chances here, and there's some good ones. But him saying there's no plot is crazy. Him even describing the first 30 minutes as if it's just like getting people and that's it. Like, he missed everything that happened in the first 30 minutes and how it's incredibly important for the entire setup of the movie in terms of thematics and themes. So, dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about from off the top. And a good example of this is, you have the scenes in the beginning with the church and the musician, who's probably one of the most important pieces of the story. And you're seeing the conflict between his wanting to engage in music and his dad, who's a pastor, wanting him to come back to church and stay away from the devil's work, which is music. Then you also have the themes about African spiritualism, when you have the love interest, who she starts talking about charms. And it's very lightly touched on. They don't do it very directly, but they're clearly hinting towards black folks' history back in Africa and how they kept some of those traditions. Even today, if you go to the south of the USA, you'll find some places where elements of voodoo and some of that spiritualism still exists.
Yeah.
So all these themes are incredibly important because they keep playing throughout the movie, but he just kind of just jumps right past it as if it's unimportant. And he's like, I want to see dope shit. I want to see vampires.
And you got to understand my perspective. I'm coming in this motherfucker looking for horror, looking for vampire, looking for dope shit.
And I think even him saying it's not like a horror, like when a movie's categorized, it's not always perfectly fitting in that. Sometimes there's a lot of comedic elements. A lot of movies are hybrids. So even going in with the expectation that it's going to be a clear-cut horror, like not every horror movie is it,
Yeah.
With the clown. Like a lot of them are thrillers, they're dramas, there's a lot more involved. So
I can understand that that movie was not the most hardcore horror movie that you can see out there. But because of the elements that's in there, unfortunately, it fits into horror.
Yeah.
You can't fit it into a thriller. You can't fit it into an action movie because there are elements of horror. You're going to have to put it in horror. And because some people really don't want to see that gory stuff, so you have to put it in there, unfortunately. So even when sometimes when you pitch ideas, and I have, it's not you that decide where that movie's going to fall into. So
and they have to do that because
no, they have to
put it in a category.
They have to do it. They have to put it in a category for awards, or even just when they're going to play it, who they're going to play it to.
Yeah.
You're just here and writing your stuff,
stupid. That's
and
what
you're
it is.
not even thinking it's a PG-13 movie. But the people that you're going to project the film to, you're going to see like, oh yeah, you have to pitch the movie so that they're able to play it. They're looking at the movie, they're looking at the script, and because of certain elements that check the boxes, that's going to be PG-13 movie. You were not thinking about that. You were thinking about making a movie. You're not thinking about making a horror movie, but because of certain elements that are checked in, it falls into a horror movie that's pretty soft.
But that's why I think he often thinks in boxes. That's why he's like, I didn't say liar or manipulator.
Yes.
Right, like it's a horror movie. Like Stevie's, what he does is when he has a box, he puts something in that box and nothing else can go into it. Everything has its box. I don't mind that Stevie doesn't like the movie, but saying there's no plot is very stupid and just factually untrue. That's the issue. It's not a subjective take that the movie's bad. That's fine.
That's like saying Shedeur Sanders can't play quarterback.
His reasoning for why is actually fucking stupid.
That white girl didn't need to be white. There's another black girl that went out there and did the same shit.
Sorry, Jay. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
All right, so I finally figured out a movie that's similar to Sinners, like with the whole like vampire lore.
Mm-hmm.
Lost Boys. You remember Lost Boys?
Lost Boys was the shit.
There you go.
Right?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay, so the two little kids that were friends with Michael's brother, I forgot his name in the movie. They were into vampire lore. They knew everything about vampires through comic books. So because they knew everything about the lore, all of a sudden it's a problem. I don't know. I think, like I said,
You know what it is, Uncanny. That's what I'm saying. Why you try to keep beating it? You know what it is. We all know what it is.
By the way, the movie was made with a 90 million, maybe like around 90 million budget, and it made over 600 million. So it's a plus.
Dude, they sat around and tried to dog that movie out before that movie even came out. And now they trying to find any reason to dog it out afterwards. And it's these racist ass white conservatives. And then they got niggas like him doing the same shit too.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think the movie was gonna be good until I saw it.
Right, because there was so many people talking shit. It's kind of hard to get that shit out. I mean, a lot of people weren't really like big interested in watching this shit, but everybody I know that's been like that watched it liked the movie. The motherfuckers and I'm talking about these are people that just they receive a lot of shit. You know, the sheep part shit, Uncanny, you know what I'm talking about? Kind of some of the shit that go on in society. People gravitate to that shit and they get caught up in that shit. But everybody I know that ain't got a straight heart stance on this political bullshit, left, right, racism and all that shit. And they were kind of like just following the flow, whatever the fuck. Man, all them people tell me they like the movie, man. They told me they like the movie.
Another thing, I hate to tell, I don't know, but any conservative or right-wing person is watching this and y'all watch movies, I'm going to just let y'all know one thing. About 80 to 85% of the movies that y'all watch are liberal. I hate to say it, it is the truth.
They run Hollywood.
The thing is involved. They overstand, give the final say so.
And really, when you think about it, what? My bad. Go on, Kenny.
No, Blade Runner, liberal as fuck. Star Wars, liberal as fuck. Aliens, liberal as fuck. E.T., liberal as fuck. All the movies y'all love, like I know they love these movies. Matrix. Oh, I know somebody who is. Oh my god, I wanted to debate him so bad on that shit. He loves the Matrix. The Matrix is liberal as fuck. Matter of fact, the Matrix, one of the characters in the movie is trans. It was very hidden, but if you really look, they were trans. And I know who. And if you ever watch the Matrix again, go watch that movie and notice that there's one character that does not wear black.
Yeah, you told me the two twins.
Her name was twins. She was like, not like this, like this, and she died. Like, unplug her ass. Unplug his ass. I mean.
Yeah, if you watch that movie again, that movie's liberal as fuck. One of the characters was already.
But real shit, Starship Troopers is space Nazis. I love that fucking movie. I love Starship Troopers. There was all space Nazis, nigga.
Starship Troopers is actually conservative. It's actually a conservative movie. That's why out of the 50%, that's the one good movie that they have. A lot of conservative movies are not good. It's always on the liberal side that has the better movies. Every movie that they love.
Yeah, they not. No, when the liberal shit, man. Look, we know what conservatives argue for right now. We know what liberals, well, historically supposedly argue for on both sides. Man, these bitches don't want to expand nothing. They want to condense it all into one thing. They want to be conservative. And then the liberal shit is about equality for everybody, everybody getting something, expanding opportunities for everybody. Like they ain't gonna like that dude, they don't like movies with inclusion, they don't like movies, like they don't even understand, they don't know what they fucking see. Honestly, a lot of these folks are stupid.
But that's the crazy part, because they always say, oh, we hate gay people, or we hate liberals or whatever, right? But the whole time the movies they love is liberal as fuck. And The Matrix is the most liberal movie ever. The conservatives are the agents. The last lines from Neo in the movie is, I'm going to help them wake up. What the fuck do you think he's talking about? He's not talking about conservative shit. He's talking about being liberal. The Wachowski brothers were always what you quote unquote woke. They became the Wachowski sisters. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy.
No, think about the whole part of the Matrix when you think about it.
Like I understand that one brother making the transition, but both brothers making the transition. That shit is weird. That shit weird to me.
When motherfuckers, you know how they had spaces called the red pill. Remember, I had to tell everybody, hey, look, man, I'm not part of the red pill. I just got my own talking points about how I feel and believe about shit, but I ain't claiming no group. Fucking when they really say the red pill is supposed to awaken men to what the fuck is going on. This is what their message is: awaken men, tell them to have value in themselves. That's woke type shit. You tell them the nigga to wake the fuck up. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I agree with you. The Matrix is actually really more liberal. They just use a red and a blue pill, but the shit that the red pill offered was what the liberals would offer you, not what the conservatives. Conservatives tell you, go back into the fucking Matrix, bitch, and do your job. Make us some money, boy.
That was the whole point. Like, first of all, the red pill, the Matrix being a red pill movie, or the red pills loving that movie, it goes against everything that they go against.
Everything they claim they stand for is complete opposite. The red pill really should have been the blue pill, and the blue pill should have been the red pill.
It should have been like that.
If that's what they want to argue.
Because in the movie The Matrix, Trinity is second in command. Trinity tells Neo in the movie, remember when Neo goes, I believe I can bring him out. And she goes, he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm second in command here. Unless you, whatever. She tells him go fuck himself, that he's not going alone. She saves Neo. Remember, she shoots the agent and she goes, dodge this. Trinity is a female character, which I'm not trying to say the red pills are sexist, but I'm just saying, like, it goes against everything they talk about, bro. The fact that
it is sexist. It is sexist.
Oh, it is? Okay, it goes against everything the fuck they talk about, bro. It goes against everything they talk about.
They misunderstood the movie.
They misunderstood the movie. They love liberal shit. They like liberal movies because most movies are liberal. I'm not lying to you. I figured this out.
I ain't gonna knock that shit. But no, it is funny to contrast those two.
But a movie like Starship Troopers, which is a very conservative movie, it talks about very pro-military and all that shit. And
that's right. There's a lot of space Nazis. Space Nazis. That's all it is. You're either a citizen or a civilian.
It's a lot of good movies conservatives do. I can't name them all because I try to find them. I was like, hold up, let me find conservative movies. Most of them are trash. I hate to say it, but most of the movies they love, like the classics or whatever, all of them are fucking liberal. I couldn't even believe it. A movie like The Sandlot, if you really watch The Sandlot, is a liberal movie.
I love The Sandlot. What's wrong with The Sandlot?
No, there's nothing wrong with The Sandlot. The Sandlot is very what people would say woke, I guess. Like what their go against. You know how they go, oh man, that movie is inclusion and all that shit. Go watch The Sandlot. The Sandlot has Benny Rodriguez, right? He is Hispanic. He's the best player on the team, right? The pitcher is black, and they have a fat kid. Ham, the great Hambino. He
You killing me,
and they're a bunch of, yeah. And if you watch the Sandlot, all of them are kind of like not people that you would put on a baseball team. That's why they go up against a real baseball team in the movie, a real Pee-wee baseball team. That movie is fucking woke or whatever the fuck they want to call those movies that they hate.
They like those, yeah. They like those movies. They like those.
But they
movies.
like that movie.
Yeah,
man, you better not say nothing
man.
about Little Giants, but I gotta feel you don't say something about Little Giants because of the female girl that fucking niggas up.
But think about it. Think about it, Hurricane. With the Little Giants, it also is a movie about kids that are like, it's pretty much everybody that you don't want on your football team, and they all get together and they beat the Dallas Cowboys. That's and
it's like motherfucking Bad News Bears type shit. You know,
yeah.
Bad News Bears was on that type of time too.
There's even a line in the movie where they go, "Oh, I beat my brother one time." Yeah, one time. They all get excited to go back into halftime talking about one time. Remember? That movie's about overcoming
one time. One time.
Well, here you go. This is what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna stop y'all from having movie revision history right now, or whatever the fuck.
My bad,
Goddamn video out.
Movies and shit. I just always wanted to talk movies with you, Jay. But
blame Uncanny for that.
We can have a movie night. We can actually set up a night to actually go through some movies and shit. Matter of fact, we'll do a night. We'll do a night.
No, I can pick apart this whole like movies are subjective anyway. You can like a movie and someone else can love that movie and you can hate it, you know. But his points seem kind of on the racist side. Like he goes against his own kind. You know what I mean? And
yeah, we all saw it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Look, everybody eat him up. Look, he ain't got too much longer to get him on it. He go, check this. They're gonna run this last little bit out because this shit funny, man. Like the dude funny, man.
They made her white. What's the point of making her white?
Because there were white women and white men back in the days who didn't have issues with being in black spaces and had a lot of interaction with them.
It's just
that's it.
It's to add another dimension, something that you lack, Stevie.
Message is to demonize white people. What's the point of making her white?
Probably inclusion, but hey, man, why don't you say that white girl? Because that white girl, she kind of bad. And then when she was a vampire, she was like, "Oh, well, you can steal for them, but you can't steal this pussy."
Yeah, bro.
I said, "Damn, bro, she was the shit."
You know what? I understand. Stevie's stupid because his friends are stupid. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, you know what? It is kind of weird. Stevie by surrounded with some goofy ass people.
So bad.
You that white girl, you better watch how you talk about it. She said sit on his dick, and I'm like, and but that big black bitch, no. But that white girl, what was she kind of bad? You don't talk bad about my white girl. That I'm shut your ass up, fucking goofy ass.
And vampires heal, bro. And when that part when he shot Buddy in the face and Buddy's face didn't heal, I'm like, bro, you're a vampire. You're not a fucking zombie. Like vampires' faces heal. Tedious, but like I like vampires. You're gonna do vampires, you gotta do it right.
He said you gotta do it right. Again, he's one-dimensional because if you want to go tap in your nerd side, there are about 15 archetypes of vampires. Some are allergic to bullets, some are allergic to garlic, some are not, some fly, some don't, some morph. So depending on who are you calling, are you talking about Bram Stoker? Are you talking about the lady Rice? Who are you talking about?
True.
Which depiction of vampires throughout history and wherever in the world, everybody got vampire stories. You can with the original stories from Transylvania, the original stories of vampires in West Africa, the original vampire stories from what they have in Native American in this land. Which one? There's like 15 of them, and then after that, you could pick and choose and change that.
Yeah.
So which you're like, yeah, I'm hardcore about vampires. You're one type of vampire. You like one type, and that's the original, and that's it. But if you really the vampires in Underworld, there's different. The vampires in Interview with the Vampires.
You saw Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah,
they were very similar to those ones.
Yes, exactly.
They weren't super strong. They weren't super powerful. They were killing very easily. A lot of the vampires, they were grabbing them and chucking them. But like, vampires are often, werewolves are also not depicted the same way all the time.
They prefer the word liking. But anyways, my bad. Just tapping in my nerd side.
You guys gotta see this comment section because it was ripping this dude apart. Wow. Yeah, I get it, Stevie. You hated the shootout because you hated seeing your masters die.
Oh shit!
I didn't know they was gonna go in on again. Hey,
damn.
Yeah. I got the baby oil ready because we getting cooked.
No, you're not putting on that baby oil.
All right. No. I genuinely feel bad for you, even though you aren't smart enough to feel bad for yourself. That white baby mama in the car is definitely Stevie's handler.
Sinners was ass. I don't get it, bro. I mean, I do get it. We get it. But,
It was made for
a reason.
The movie was made for what, ma'am?
Fact that the only thing black people can say is the acting was good, the costumes were good, the set design was good, shows zero intelligence, the story was garbage.
Okay, just watch this. He's reading a comment.
White, blame your ancestors. Oh, see, it's a whole. See, now my whole.
Okay. You see how you didn't keep reading that comment? Go back 2 seconds. I'm going to read the last part of that sentence. It says, blame your ancestors for your current shit you are in. Black people never learned this. It just proves other races see you as inferior. Now you know why. You see how you didn't read that rest of that comment?
Yeah.
You see that? You see how you skipped over that shit?
Yeah.
He was about to show that comment some love, but watch how he ignores the racist part of it.
Such a silly people. Black Africans sold other Africans to white. Blame your ancestors. Oh, see, it's a whole. See, that was my whole point, bro. That was my whole point, dog.
The whole point or the whole comment was your point?
But do you see how you ignored the racist part of it?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? This is the thing that.
But he's
he'll
not a
do.
monolith with that comment.
Yes.
He's not a monolith with that comment. He appreciates it, but
Yeah.
not really.
But listen, I don't think we should keep going. I think we've kind of beat this with
we've been going for too long on that
a
shit.
dead horse. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stevie. But he talks a lot about how he used to be a lot more liberal and now he's a lot more conservative and he's woken up and he's seen the light. I think he just changed one box for another. I think he was ideologically captured before and now he's ideologically captured now, and that's why he sees everything through a woke lens or a lens someone else. Like, he didn't even have the original thought that the movie was woke. He read someone else's interpretation and then he made his review.
Yeah.
But you can't picture me with this cowboy hat, boy. $200, one of the worst investments I ever made.
Shit, terrible, man.
One of the worst investments I ever made.
Just to troll his ass. This nigga went out and bought a $200 fucking cowboy hat. Just to troll your stupid ass. Like, we get, man, look, I was really surprised when I heard about this shit. I heard about it yesterday. I was like, damn, these niggas been beefing, bro? Because I know both channels. I literally don't fuck with like KnightTalk. I used to watch some of his shit and I'm like, it'll pop up on my shit. And I'm like, all right, he hitting on some shit. But then when I seen all this political shit start coming out, I was like, nah, bro, now you tripping, bro. Like, you tripping. And it's starting to show the cracks with all the other shit. Cause it was already like, all right, some of the shit. But then Abby and Priest and I, sometimes I like Abby, he just being petty as fuck. And Abby, I got my own issues with that motherfucker, but the nigga was hitting. He wasn't missing. He wasn't missing on this bullshit that Stevie on. And it's got to be these black fucking conservatives. Like, dude, these folks don't like you. And Abba know it too. That's why he told you I give you $50K to do nothing but cover white folks doing fucked up shit. Do it for a whole year. Stevie ain't gonna do this shit because he know who his subscriber base is. He know who it is. Man, like, you start covering white people doing fucked up shit, they gonna be like, you nigger. Real quick. So I'm like, no, man. Yeah, you give me your thoughts on that shit, Hurricane, because I'm like, I get tired of seeing these type of dudes, bro.
That shit was hilarious. This shit was hilarious. He ain't, he ain't fully watched the movie, and if he did, real short, that motherfucker knows. He knows how we feel about him, and plus he know it was a good movie, but like he gonna say that it wasn't. He gonna say it's bullshit. But like deep down inside, like I think he motherfucking hurting, and he fighting. He fighting to be real. But he gonna stay like that to get the bag.
Yep. I'm saying, hey man, look, same thing I tell him, the same thing I tell Myron. Bro, no matter how much you kiss ass, no matter how many of these bitches boots you lick, bro, they still gonna look at you like you a nigga, bro. I don't care what.
Kanye said it. Even if he got a bitch, he's still a nigga in the coop.
Like, shit, you better, man, look, you motherfucker be waking up slow as fuck. And I be like, damn. And it's one thing, and we were talking about it last night when it came to the deeper thought shit. It's like, man, look, everybody gonna get to their point and they place on their own time and shit. But I'm like, nigga, I ain't got no problem with people taking time. That's one thing I had to relinquish. It's like, look, man, people ain't gonna move how I want them to move when I need them to move. Like some people, it take a little bit longer. But I'm like, with this shit right here, it's like, nigga, I ain't got no problem with you taking your time. That's something I ain't got over. But damn, do I need to get over the fucking motherfuckers being a detriment while they lost? Because I'm like, yeah, he lost. He gonna get there eventually and probably figure it out, hopefully. Because you know, it's a lot of people that don't figure it out. But I'm like, nigga, you a detriment to the community while your ass is lost. And that's one way, like, should I act or should I not act now? Because it's like, nigga, And when I seen that, I was like, dude, I'm gonna talk about it. So I'm like, nigga, you over here, you been spreading this bullshit all over the internet, talking crazy. And it's like, nigga, you know you black, bro. I don't care if you got a white bitch. I don't care if you call yourself white at night. I don't care if you say you identify as white. Bitch, you black. And you speaking down on your folks, because they don't never talk about white folks. You know how I do over here, Hurricane. I cover anybody. I don't care if you Asian, Indian, white, black, man, woman, child. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna cover all you if it's fucked up.
Yeah.
This nigga don't do that shit. He don't do that type of shit. He'll talk about black women, black women, black women, black women, black women, black women all day. And that's usually his shit. And then some niggas doing some stupid shit every now and then. I ain't never seen him talk shit about white folks unless they were on the liberal side. If it was political, then he could talk about white folks. But if it ain't political, it's nigga all day.
Yup.
That shit crazy, man. But look, man, we ain't came, we ain't saw, we ain't conquer, man. Go ahead and give me your final thoughts for the night. We about to get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, because I got it.
You already know it. Yeah, I got to do my Detroit After Dark. Krista, I see you there, baby. And you know, you catch me at Hurricane JW2 on YouTube and on Facebook, home of the Detroit After Dark HHN Special Report and the Fuck the Government podcast. Oh yeah, I just dropped a new song on my channel with Low Key T. You know, I'm a feature on the track. It's called Charlie Kirkle. And since we're talking about Charlie Kirk, I got a song about it. Y'all go to my channel and check it out. But y'all catch me after this, after party, Detroit After Dark. You already know what it is. And great show as always. Shouts out to the JBJ Network. Let's talk with JBJ. And shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shouts out to Uncanny that came up. See ya.
We up in this bitch, man. Appreciate you hopping up as usual. And you need to take that Michigan shit up off your chest, man. We don't need to see that shit no more, Hurricane. But
hey yo, I can't find my Spartan hoodie, dog. I had a Spartan.
This shit terrible, man. Look, when it comes to this shit with Abby and look, I will say this ahead of time, man. Folks, like if you do content creation and shit and you get big enough where you actually have conversations with Abby, like be wise about what the fuck you say around the motherfucker and really be confident and researched in your arguments, because this nigga is petty and I give him props. Like sometimes I think he goes a little bit way too fucking far. A little bit way too fucking far, you know what I mean? But I know he's in a good place. Well, it's coming from a good place. Outside of the pettiness though, because the pettiness, that ain't a good place. He petty as fuck. I thought I was petty king. This nigga way more petty than me. Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know, man. Somebody pissed me off. I can turn it up again because I ain't had to do it but one time on here. But either way though, yeah, this is nonsense, man. Look, black folks, man. Look, man, don't talk down on your own people. That goes for everybody of any other race. Man, bro, don't be talking down on your people, especially if it's just a stereotype. And that's what Stevie on, and he need to grow out of that. We got a lot of black folks that need to grow out of that shit, man. They grow up hating themselves, and it ain't it. Fucking Sinners was a good movie, no matter what the fuck motherfuckers want to say, because guess what? The proof is in the pudding. And the pudding is all this money they motherfuckers made. That's the proof. All this money. So no matter what the fuck, no matter what you say, like you say you in a capitalist society, bitch, where you judge it off who got money, bitch, that shit made money. I'm kidding. I think he said over $600 million, and they only put $90 million into it. Nigga, that shit made money. That's a crazy return. That's a crazy return on your goddamn product. So I'm like, get about that nonsense, man. We ain't got time for that bullshit around here, man. We got to get right. But, accountability, responsibility, and we're going to keep telling it like it is because, we only got one life to live. You know how I go, Hurricane. You know how I go. But as usual, man, if you watched over on Let's Talk with JBJ on Facebook, the JBJ Network, or watch over on Instagram, because I saw some people say they came in. Uncanny said he came in. He would try to come in on Instagram, because I'm gonna have to shoot them over there. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share, turn the videos on. Notifications on, and all that in the bag of chips. And look, we got in trouble on Let's Talk with JBJ. So until I get my appeal back, look, we just gonna have to take it as 2 weeks until next Saturday. I ain't gonna be able to post on the main channel, so we're gonna be over here rocking out. So y'all make sure y'all tune in over here if y'all been tuning in over there. Oh, got all that out, and we gonna get the fuck out of here. I catch y'all on the next one as always, man. Peace.